Hi, fashion dolls! It is Motivation Monday, October 13th, and welcome to an all new episode of Style by Stevie. And happy Indigenous Peoples Day. Also, I want to send a very special condolences to the family of, oh my God, we lost an icon over the weekend, and I'm not sure if you guys are aware. Diane Keaton, my God. We lost Diane Keaton over the weekend, so my condolences goes to her family. So, today we're going to be diving into all of this foolishness from this regime with my very special friend. He's going to be joining me today, and he is here. Now's the time. Shout outs to Now's the Time. And it's so much that has happened and taken place from this regime. We can't keep up with it all. So we're going to be diving into that pretty soon. So, without further ado, let's welcome my friend and friend of the show. Now's the time, Fashion Dolls. Let me see. I have to type up the person's name to add them to the live, y'all. That's how we doing it now.
Hey, Miss
Hello,
Stevie.
hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Doing good. Doing good. Feeling good.
Pleasure to have you back again. Always a pleasure having you here.
Always. I'm always blessed to be here. I appreciate it.
You are so welcome. So before we kick into this convo, because it is so much that has happened throughout this month, throughout the past months alone, how have you been doing? Because I know you've been busy with Live Me. Again, congrats. You are a host on there. I was on there. I was a host. I had my star badge. So how has things been since we last spoke?
Things have been amazing. I am now working with the agency Planetism. So we're doing a lot of things when it comes to like being a creator. In the app, like broadening the opportunities for people in America around like even what live streaming can be, and really just trying to organize within my community as well. So it's just like my online community, staying tapped in, and always giving my 100%. Um, when it comes to like creating content, creating conversation, spaces for people to have conversations and things like that. So it's just been continuing on that.
And that you have Whale FM also as well too,
Yes,
Black House. I mean, you've been doing so many things, and that is what's important and critical during these times. Shout outs to my girl Faith is the Substance. I will be going on her show November 28th. That is the day after Thanksgiving. So make sure you guys tune in for an exclusive interview with my girl Faith is the Substance. And I can't wait. She's got Scotty by Nature coming on this week, if I'm not mistaken. So y'all make sure y'all head on over and support her. She's doing her thing. And she also just interviewed my brother King Jobs, Demario King Jobs. You guys know him. So make sure y'all please go and check him out and check that interview out. It was a great conversation. All right.
definitely.
So the foolery of it all. So we know Eric Adams in your state of New York dropped out of the mayoral race.
Yeah,
You have Andrew Cuomo out here still
yeah.
running, still running. We know that he's tied to the orange man in the White House in some sort of way. It's just something about him that just does not sit well with me. So how do you feel about the mayoral race in New York? And I think that Zoran has a chance of winning.
Of course, yeah. It's interesting. It's definitely New York's city is it's about relationships. So when I feel like a lot of people try to put off the fact that we have to like people that are being funded by the same people are working together. They might not be exclusively working together, but they are working with each other behind the scenes. So the part that you said about like the heavy hitters in New York working together, they all do work together. Like that's what I'm saying. Like Democrats and Republicans work together behind the scenes in New York City. So when we talk about a liberal state, you have to understand the state of New York is liberal as heck. Okay, So the two-party situation is not a two-party situation realistically. You feel me? You like independence is really like that. Even Mugabe, like the way that he's run his race, I'm gonna keep it real. That's what I'm saying. You could tell really what it's about. It's about sticking to the you know the plan at hand, and it's to work for billionaires. Like real talk. New York City is really built on working for billionaires. Like for real. Like we like so it's just like the reason why people are so upset is because yeah, landlords will be affected if Mandami becomes a mayor. Like yeah, landlords will be affected by it. Okay, home owners will be affected. Yes, because a lot of the stuff that people are benefiting on are taking advantage of poor people, taking advantage of people that are living in low income housing. Okay, these are the people that are getting affected the most. Okay, and these are the people that people think that their opinions and their matters don't matter, but it does. NYCHA being a slumlord situation that's state run, you know, that's our housing situation in New York is NYCHA. If you look up, if you just type it in any social media platform, you'll see people complaining about living inside these buildings because things is like things are just falling apart. Like buildings are blowing up in the Bronx. And it was based off of a gas leak that happened in the Bronx that knocked half of a building off, and that building is still not like they're still not picking it up. Okay, so when it comes to like slow moving, you know, like that's really what it's about. Like, unfortunately, I'm gonna keep it real. The people that are in currently in office and people that are running for office outside of Mandafi, like they haven't done anything for the poor working class people. So that's
And y'all know exactly why I gave that look, because we know who's in charge of this government right now. And it's not an administration. Let's make that very, very clear, because an administration is what we had before with Joe Biden. That was clear. He did things the normal way. Fascism takes your life by an instant. And the way Donald Trump is ruling is the same way Adolf Hitler ruled Germany in the 1930s. What Democrat do you know has a big, and I mean enormous, picture of their face on the side of a building? Who can I think of that has done that? That's Kim Jong-un over in North
okay.
Korea. Adolf Hitler did it as well too, and I posted those side-by-side pictures. Are we gonna get into the Walter Reed Medical and all of the shenanigans that he's been doing throughout this past few weeks? Because you guys have been messaging me about it. Why haven't I been talking about it? Because I've been having so much going on. And my colleague Alvin, shout outs to Alvin Tit for Tat, this and that, who we typically have our political discussions on the panel with. Uh, I think he's getting some work done, but he's going to keep me posted. And you guys know I will be able to let loose the way I really want to. But today is the day for me to really let loose how I want to. And also fuck Christopher Columbus in the process as well, too, because today is Indigenous Peoples Day. And you know how now's the time feels about Christopher Columbus. But right now we're discussing New York, and then we're going to get to the other shenanigans that he's been doing. Also, not only just that, but the Attorney General in your state, Letitia James, has been indicted.
Yes.
On at what basis? On what basis has she been indicted?
And
Because
this is a
what
tit for tat situation. So for folks that are not aware of who Letitia James is, Letitia James has been since she's been voted into her position, has been on opposing the opposing team of Donald Trump, and any of his lackeys that do work within New York State. Okay, like I said before, there are people that accept hush money. There are people that accept things and go to parties and go to events to where things are okay. Um, Mismanaging money is okay. The reason why they're attacking her is because she is a whistleblower and she spoke up on things that are going on behind the scenes
and
that
held them
if all
accountable.
she
She
had to do is
investigated them.
keep her
Yep.
mouth shut and she would not be a target because she put her she because she said that she wasn't scared of being a target because she wasn't afraid of saying, "Hey, I will get a team. It's not going to be just me." And that's the thing that is making this even more hilarious, is because
And she
there's more
won.
than
She won her cases. So
yeah, there's
what
more
really
than just
happened?
she's more. It's more than just her with these cases against him. Okay, so like it's a team. She's working with the team. So that's what I. That's where it's like I know that for Trump, it's personal. It's
This is retribution. Just say
yes,
what it is.
yeah,
It's political retribution going after
yeah.
your political opponents, which he said that he would do. This is going to be a retribution spree. And for anybody thinking that they're not on the list, oh, he's not going to come after me. Yeah, well, he can try coming after me. I've been told him. I've been called this ass out on several occasions. I'm waiting on the knock at the door from Pam Bondi, Tom Homan. And by the way, Tom Homan, where's that $50,000 that you received? We can talk about that. We can talk about these Epstein files, which we'll do later. It's a lot of stuff that I've been holding in that I've been wanting to talk about and critique. I've had to be reserved. But that's the thing. When you are a black woman in power and you speak up, they target you instantly because he has a history of going after black women in power. Kamala Harris being one. Lisa Cook, the Fed chair, who tells us, what's the rates of the Feds? The economy is tanking. It's not doing what it's supposed to do under this regime, whereas Biden had it going. Soybeans, do y'all know what's about to happen with soybeans? We'll get into that later as well, too. He's not doing a good job at this economy. He's running it like his 6 failed businesses. So I don't see the economy going well. And to the Donald Trump voters out here, are you regretting your votes now? Because you should feel the effects of this big, ugly spending bill pretty soon. A lot of farmers I know for sure are feeling it. So even the pro-Palestine, pro-Gaza people, I'm going to tear into y'all's asses later. And I know now's the time. It's been critical, but now's the time. You got to let me do it, baby. You got to let me do it because I'm going to go in on them.
Mm.
I'm going to go in on them. Y'all been harassing Kamala, and she told y'all right. Y'all need to go and take that same energy up with Donald Trump, but I know y'all won't because you see what's going on in Illinois right now. You see a 15-year-old girl being snatched up and kidnapped by these so-called ICE agents. Why aren't y'all saying anything about that? Why aren't y'all speaking out? Take that energy to the White House. Kamala's not your enemy. She warned you that everything Donald Trump is doing right now is in the guides of Project 2025. And it's going to get a lot more dangerous as well, too. So what are y'all going to do about it? Have y'all heard about Project Esther? Y'all know what Project Esther would do? I'm a woman. So what Project Esther would do would take away my voting rights. They want to take us back to a time where women didn't have a voice. We literally had to get our husband permissions to sign for a credit card, to have any sort of financial freedom or anything. That's what Project 2025 would do. And if you are protesting pro-Palestine, pro-Gaza, oh, come to find out, some of y'all are being paid. Y'all are paid agitators. Uh-huh. Follow my girl Politics by Tabitha because she broke it all down. Some of y'all, just like Hakeem Jeffries and Cory Booker up there, where now's the time is at, are being funded by AIPAC, and y'all took that photo with Netanyahu, and you got Netanyahu
Man,
standing
that's
up,
what I try to
giving this
tell y'all.
a
Don't
standing ovation at these people dying over here in Gaza
these
and Palestine.
people these people be dancing. Okay, when I say these people be tapping, these people be tapping. They be tapping. And this is the thing about New York. People don't understand. I don't know how many times I gotta say this and repeat this, but the Zionists run New York. Okay? Like Zionists run New York City. Okay? So Israel basically is like another borough within New York. And they're trying to take over Brooklyn for real, for real. They're trying to turn Brooklyn into Israel. And why is because it's a black neighborhood, a historically black situation. And what they feel like Israelis feel like they can do is because they've done it in Palestine, is they can take land. They can make people feel uncomfortable. They can abuse people. They can harm people.
They did it in the
And
motherland
it
too. Motherland. You
it be
stealing
and it,
land
yeah,
from
and
people.
it becomes their land. Okay, so it's just like I feel like that's the part of what people have to understand on the reason why people are going to tap dance for Israel because Israel has given up the money, has done this business situation with America so long that people think that to be a patriot, you have to be pro-Israel. You have to be pro-Israel. You can't say that Israel doesn't deserve to be, because if you say that, then you're saying that you're not American. You're saying that you don't believe in the freedoms of what America is. But I don't agree to what America is, because this is a colonized nation. You know, if
Well,
we say
look,
that we really
patriarchy and
acknowledge
white male supremacy. Yeah.
Indigenous Peoples Day, like it can't just be a thing that we say. It can't be a just we can't just be like critical of Christopher Columbus. It's not like that's what makes it liberal. That's what makes the Democratic Party liberal, because it's more of just like the words. All they really care about is the words. It's no tangible nothing. You don't have to produce nothing tangible to be a I guess a progressive Democrat, I guess, or whatever that means. And it's like realistically, and this is my criticism to everybody that creates content and makes money off of political conversations. You're all doing the same thing. You're all hypocrites. You're
And
all
I've got
hypocrites.
some
The
good
left,
news
the
since
left,
we're in the
the
realm.
the Democrats on the left, the far left, are hypocrites, and the Democrats that are holding it down with the Democratic Party and be like, I'm gonna hold this down. You're also hypocrites, because I live in the Democratic state, okay, and it's not that they want homeless people or black people or LGBTQ people to lead these organizations. They don't. They just want y'all asses around the table and on the team. That's it. They don't really want you to actually have a voice. They don't want you to actually. You can go make your money with your influence and with your all that stuff with your people, within the group, the subgroup that they allow you to have within the Democratic Party. They'll let you do that, but you'll never represent the Democratic Party the way that you feel like it should be represented. And that's what people have to realize, and why being an independent and to go towards independence is going to be realistically the only way. Because if you're going to accept some policies and then at the same time deny others, because there's things that I don't think people are really reading people's transcripts and really like doing the research, because people are anti LBGTQIA and Democratic. Okay, like you feel me? Like they don't feel like people should have surgeries and things like that. Like that's a, you feel me? So it's just like I feel like some people are really fighting for themselves and not have rights. And I think that's the other part that's crazy, because even identity, they only want people to identify as male or female. That's it. Okay?
You
So it's
said
like
it, two
I've even
gender.
seen that. I've even seen people that are queer people standing for people that don't want queerness to exist. Like they don't want queerness to. So it's just like,
That
how are you?
goes on. And I'm gonna
Like how
touch
are
on
you?
that.
Like how are you a queer person saying that queer people don't shouldn't exist? Like what?
Rob Smith. I'm here
What's the
older.
one? What's the Jeffree Star? Like what are you talking about? Like you sound crazy. You sound crazy because it really is, you just want to do whatever is confrontational, because that is bringing people money. That whole Charlie Kirk situation, that is generating money. They're generating money off of his, they're profiting off of his death. That's it. They want to profit off of his death. They're not mourning his death. And they're trying to make it seem like people are supposed to mourn his death. Y'all are not even mourning his death. Y'all are capitalizing off of this man's death. Y'all are capitalizing off of his death within 12 hours. Y'all was capitalizing off his man's death. What are you talking about? So we're supposed to have empathy for a man that says he does not believe that empathy should exist.
Oh, Elon Musk said the same thing as well too. He said that empathy is for the weak. They don't believe in empathy. And speaking of heaven and your conscience and death, Trump says he doesn't think he's getting into heaven when he dies. We can tell you where you're going, and as Funky Dineva would say, you're going to the abyss. You're not going to heaven. You're not going to heaven, Donald, because there's nothing godly about what you're doing. I guess that guilty conscience is eating you up, which is why you had to take a couple visits to Walter Reed Medical over this weekend and get your booster shot, because you too probably believe in science. But you had other people who lost their lives believing your lives, believing your lies the first time. And you just took away and fired overwhelmingly people in special education to work with kids who have disabilities. He's not going to heaven for sure. And since y'all want to talk about rapture and how God saved and called your life back, y'all gonna keep fucking around with black people, because we see y'all showing up speaking to Charlie Kirk, trying to do what he did, which is pull up a table and a chair and try to debate us. There is no debate on white supremacy and the lineage in this country. For 400 years, black people have been oppressed. They had sharks follow the boat so that they could throw our ancestors' bodies off of the boats for the sharks to eat. They've had a sick fascination of feeding us to alligators, feeding black and brown babies to alligators, and if not that, then to the sharks. There is no debate on white supremacy. There's nothing you can try to do to rewrite our history and the real true history of this country, which is why I opened the show with fuck Christopher Columbus, and I stand 10 toes down on that. It is them removing artifacts out of the museums. It is them that has us 13 days in a government shutdown because his ass is in the Epstein files. Why is Ghislaine Maxwell in minimal security? And reports are coming out that she has a mystery visit. And it's a very prestigious person. We don't know who that person is, but it's a very powerful person. Why is Ghislaine Maxwell getting all of this preferential treatment right now? But we'll talk about that later. Right now, we're talking about what's going on in Israel and Palestine. And to the ones that sat it out and said they're going to vote for Cornel West or Jill Stein, where's Jill Stein now? Did y'all see what that fool just got up there and did in front of Netanyahu and got a standing ovation?
Yeah, Jill Stein is Jewish, and as I said, like I never rocked with the Green Party. Let me keep it real. Like y'all, if y'all watched me and followed me for long enough, y'all know that my political stance is not just within no two party system. I definitely am still seeking,
He's very critical.
to
I've
create
noticed that about him.
a different party because I've been around long enough. I know that I have influence. I know that people, like me, or they either like me, love me, or hate me. And it's realistically around if you agree with people. I feel like there's some type of people that will love you regardless, and there's certain people that will only love you if you agree and if you talk like how they talk. You agree with everything they agree with. You talk how they talk and stuff like that. I'm not into that. I'm not into like being a conformed person where I'm not my own self-critical thinking. I
And that's what
don't
they
lack
want.
that.
They want us to conform to their beliefs. That's the
Yeah,
beauty of it. Me and Now's the
yeah,
Time have such a beautiful relationship. We've known each other for over 10 years because it's like we're in sync. It's our energy. And it's not just me and Now's the Time, but it's also my other colleagues who are out here on the front lines as well, too. And there have been some things where I'm just like, okay, and I've had to do my own research, and I'm like, now I get it. And I'll agree right along with them. So you can say you're going wherever the wind blows. No, when you're right, you're right. And when you are right and out here on the front lines fighting against this regime, I'm behind you 100%. So with them, they want you to believe it's got to be one way. The world has to be one way, and that is white, straight, Christian, male, which is why you're seeing almost everything being purged. The CDC, there is nobody there because of all of the BS that RFK Jr. is doing. From the CDC to the Department of Education. Did y'all hear about all these black people in positions of power being laid off by Donald Trump? This is the purging. People will die. So
yeah,
you got to have a means to survive right now.
yes,
Everybody needs to have a means to survive. Why are helicopters flying in over Chicago? That's, as Kamala stated, that meant for war.
yes,
That's meant for war. Why are ICE agents out here patrolling the streets when there is no crime going on? The crime is coming from 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, and his ass is overseas. Again, I told you what he's done 2/3 of his presidency, $52 million of our hard earned tax-paying money for this man to go cheat in golf. $90 million to this big gaudy ass ballroom that's being built in the White House when this money can go to people, helping people who need cancer research, slash cancer research, USA. You done got rid of all of those departments. You done got rid of all of the departments and taking their programs that are helping people. And the goal of this for disabled people is you keep a list of them, you keep them documented, and then you're going to just throw them away. They don't mean no use to you. So fuck Donald Trump and this whole regime. And as far as Pam Bondi is concerned, she's doing this bidding for him. She's his personal attorney. You're supposed to
Oh, the
be the
bad body
personal
brim.
attorney to the United States of America. That means they work for us. You work for us, the American people. We don't, well, you're seeing it with aviators, workers at airports being laid off because of this government shutdown. People are being impacted. And now you want to pay the military 15, you want to pay them on the 15th. So this is some stuff that they're coming up with because you know that this shutdown is unpopular. Why shut down the government so fast? Because they got the 218 to get the Epstein files released, and your ass is in it, all up and through it. You would think it is either a Zane or a Jackie Collins book. So many names in there. Elon Musk is in it as well too. Mm-hmm. Peter Thiel, all of them. Palantir. This is supposed to be surveillance of each and every one of us. From Palantir, Peter Thiel. And that's where this is going. He doesn't care about the working class people. He doesn't. Look at how he treated his nephew and his son, who was disabled. Release all of the files. Don't release us the stuff we done already seen. Release it all so we can see it.
That part.
That's what are you hiding? What are you hiding?
That part.
We know that you and Jeffrey Epstein, y'all had a whole damn birthday book. We know about the birthday book. We know about the drawings. We know about the signature. That's your ass. To the people out here who were never Kamala, y'all staring up and down her, harassing her. I'm Team Kamala all the way over here. 92% are here, just to be very clear. Let me tell you something. I warned you back when I did my show with Bo Emerson what this motherfucker would do. And now you're seeing more and more of Project 2025. 48% of this thing, the last time Now's the Time was here, it was 46. 48% of this shit is rammed down the American people's throats. And they're doing it at a very rapid pace. Control of the military. Do y'all know what fascism looks like? Let me break it down what fascism looks like to you. Because I posted a lot of things over the weekend, and I'm pretty sure nobody caught it. So you got to catch it because, see, sometimes your posts don't mysteriously just don't disappear out of thin air. They're fucking with the algorithms too, and that's not to be a conspiracy theorist. TikTok, if you got TikTok, you might want to go and delete the app altogether. I don't care if you got a lot of followers, millions of followers on there. Guess who is going to be ran by? State. You're now seeing the merging of state-controlled media. Y'all see what I'm saying? Hitler and Putin control the media. And I posted something about fascism over the weekend, and I hope y'all all caught it. Give it a minute. While this is loading, I'm going to explain to you how what happens when you go against a dictator's wishes to report the news that they don't want you to report, which is the actual truth. Why are people mysteriously falling out of windows over there in Russia? Why are people being poisoned? Why are people in freak car accidents? And I can tell you why. It's because they didn't follow the dictator's wishes. And when you are a rebel and when you rebel against a system of fascism and authoritarianism, they coming after your ass. And they will do it in the late of night, which is what you can see right now going on in Illinois. There's no need for all of these helicopters and ICE agents to be slamming down people on the ground, dislocating their shoulders. Yeah, and I'm not even going to show you the video. It's very graphic. I'm not going to show
Yeah.
that to you. Priest was shot in the head. Are you fucking kidding me? This is not America. This is Germany, 1930s, Nazi Germany. And they don't like it when you call them Nazis. They don't like it when you call them fascists. But if the shoe fit, well, in my case, uh, I'm a red bottoms girl. Well, if a red bottom fits, put on the red bottom. Damn it.
Yep. Yep. That's what we got right now. In the part of just accepting it because people, I don't know, people, I don't. This is that class struggle that I know that people are still under, because this cloak of like protection that America puts out, like this idea of like, oh yeah, because you're an American, we are like protected from any like attack, you know, from abroad, and it's like this is not the truth, y'all. You feel me? Our biggest enemy is our own state, our own country is our biggest enemy. Why? Because we have a president that has never ever enlisted or served in any branch of armed forces at all. But he wants to get in battles with countries that he's never even visited, okay?
And
Outside
not
of
even
being a
bothering
president.
us, like Iran. Why would you go and attack Iran? They wasn't doing anything to us. You involved us in some shit that didn't even have anything to do with us. The fascism checklist is here. A strong sense of nationalism. Patriotism revolves around the defeat of a common threat. What did we see him and Pete Kegsbreath do when they got up on stage in front of all of these generals who were doing what they were supposed to do, which is supposed to be on guard, on post, and you called them in for some bullshit? Human rights are unworthy of consideration or respect. Government controlled mass media. What are you seeing now with him taking control over the media? State ran media, which is why you need to control, you need to have independent outlets. I'm not backed by a big corporation. I'm not. Neither is Don Lemon, neither is Joy Reid. They got let go because Trump, you better believe, had something to do with that shit. They do not like black powerful voices and the
Mr.
fact that we're
Lemon,
rising up and rebelling.
Joy
They do
Reid,
not
Lemon.
like that we're not taking the bait to. Can I hear you? Yes, I can hear you. They do not like the fact that our black bodies are not being used for shields for their white supremacy anymore. We're not doing that. We're doing another type of resistance. And y'all are coming. The fire, they're saying that, the rest of the world is burning. But now the roof that we were sitting on, if you see that picture of these black women, 92%, the roof that we were sitting on is now crumbling on the top of our heads. Fascism checklist. Fixation on national security. What are you seeing right now in Illinois? Los Angeles was the testing ground where he sent all of those troops out there. That's not necessary because there is no crime, especially in D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser, I was very critical of her. I'm like, girl, if you don't stand up to this fool. The energy that you had with Nancy Mace when she said, what is a woman? Because we know exactly what she was alluding to. We knew exactly. Nancy Mace from my city of South Carolina down here, doubling down on her
Oh
transphobia and her
man, yeah,
transmissy. And
that was
she
ugly.
asked Mayor Muriel Bowser, what is a woman? And Mayor Muriel Bowser said, I'm a woman. And she said, are you a woman? As being an ally to the LGBTQ plus community, we knew exactly what you blamed it. Blamed the Supreme Court. Yep, the majority 6 gave him everything that he wanted. And now they've done away with due process. So you won't have a right to a free trial. As we're seeing right now, when they stormed that black community over there in Chicago, Portland, we're seeing that as well too. Power of corporations is preserved and protected. ABC, uh, and what is it? ABC, uh, what's the other one? What's the other
Star,
one?
what's that?
ABC,
Next Star,
all
Next Star. Yeah.
you can control the media. You can control these corporations. I'll give you an example. Cracker Barrel, who took the white man, they had a fit out of it. They, because of what Donald Trump did, They went on ahead and placed the white man back on the logo. You have corporations that are bending the knee and capitulating to this man. You do not bend the knee to fascists. And that is one of the rules in Timothy Snyder's. And I need everybody to go and pick up a copy of this book immediately right now after watching
Mm-hmm.
this show, because it might not be here. You know they're doing stuff to remove and suppress black content creators. So hear my words when I tell you, you need to get a copy of Timothy Snyder's On Tyranny. You need to. Widespread sexism. What do we see in this election? Is she black or did she turn black? Not just black sexism, but we're seeing racism as well too. Stephen A. Smith, I'm a tear the rest of your hairline that's pushed back even further, because you came for our girl Jasmine Crockett. You didn't think I was going to address it, but see, I'm gonna wait for Kenny Too Raw Too Real to tear your ass up, because you came. What is it with these some of you black men in the rail pill spaces following a Stephen A. Smith? Don't you know that the same system that is oppressing each and every one of us as black people, even if you're on their side, it'll come for you too. Let me tell you something. We just had 3 black men, HANRNG, from a tree. And it wasn't an accident, because that's what they love to go to. It was an accident, mysteriously. There is no accident about white supremacy. And they would take their children to these lynchings and have them watch. And then you have one of his supporters, MAGA, get out here and make a whole song about it. Got so much backlash, took the song down. Fixation on crime and punishment, which is what you're seeing Donald Trump do right now. Saying there's so much crime in DC. Listen to his buzzwords. Listen to his language, because that is the same language that Hitler used. The enemy within, where now's the time is at. What happened in 2024 with Tony Hinchcliffe and Madison Square Garden? It was reminiscent of Adolf Hitler in Madison Square Garden, giving his speech. And then to have Stephen Miller, this alien versus predator looking motherfucker, get up here and basically say the same exact speech as Joseph Goebbels. You tell me what time zone, what time era are we living in right now? Contempt for academia and the arts. The Kennedy Center. He wanted to take over the Kennedy Center and call it the Trump Center. RFK Jr., you're a Kennedy, so why aren't you not speaking up about this? Instead of being an anti-science conspiracy theorist, because as Daniel just stated in the comments, you want us dead. But thank the Lord I got my booster. All I need to get is my flu, and I'm good. Thank the Lord I took care of it. And I suggest every black person take care of it. I don't care what your beliefs are. Take care of that. Because they're trying to kill us. And they're doing it through our health care. They're doing it financially with the safety net programs cutting funded to it. This big ugly bill, when you seen how Hakeem Jeffries talk to what's his name, Lawler, he got all up in his face. That's the type of energy that we need. But we know you still taking money from AIPAC, Hakeem Jeffries, and you still not you and Cory Booker and Chuck Schumer will not endorse Zoran. And let me tell you why now's the time, because he said one thing that they don't like, which is tax the rich. If anybody else should pay their taxes, if us, the working class people, should pay our taxes, y'all's asses should pay taxes too. Y'all are not exempt. The government and religion are strongly connected to each other, as we're seeing right now with Russell Voigt, Hanson from Scary Movie 2, over office, management, budget. They are white Christian nationalists. Stephen Miller and Charlie Kirk were white Christian nationalists. They're using Christianity and they're weaponizing it against us. Because you want to own the libs. You want to own black people. You want to beat us into submission. Well, I can tell you now that's not happening. Widespread corruption, counterfeit elections. Speaking of elections, since we want to investigate Letitia James, our girl who's out here who investigated you, why don't we look into the 2024 election? Because we know your ass didn't win by a landslide. You love to say you won by a landslide. And in 2021, what else did this fucker say? He said, I lost by a whisker, and Brett Baer checked you to your face on Fox News. You haven't been the same since. You haven't been the same since.
Yeah.
They're fake Christians. They're Pharisees. They're not Christians. They're Pharisees.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing Christian and godly, which is why this fucker is now questioning
Yeah.
whether he's going to heaven or hell, because that guilt is eating his ass up. And as you can see, God is already taking a belt to his ass right now with his cankles. Politics by Tabitha has a good name for you. She calls you King Cankles. So you want to get mad at us because we're not coming to the streets the way you want us to, because we know exactly what the fuck you would do, and that is declare martial law. Now, here's breaking news. The offer for him to declare the Insurrection Act is on the table, and JD Vance, couch fucker, just confirmed that. Thank you, JD, because you always say the quiet part out loud, Jimmy Dean or James
Yeah.
Bowman, whatever your alias or real name is this week. Oh, I got it. I got a folder
Yeah.
full of your information, baby.
He's not the smartest. I feel like everybody at that network is not that smart at all. Like even the tech team, the people behind the cameras, like all of them, they all bad because it's like first off, he talks to the public like he talks behind the scenes, and we like that. I
And
like
he
that.
puts it on Truth Social. How
Yeah,
stupid are you to put your text messages out there with you and Pam Bondi on Truth Social? Good job, Donald, because it reminds me so much of the Signal chat. Do y'all remember the Signal
right.
chat, Keg's Breath, that leaked?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all are incompetent. Y'all are unqualified, and you're destroying and wrecking this economy. And it's not only it's better for the 1%, that 1% of billionaires and millionaires. And Elon Musk, who you think he was fooling, that little tat that you got into the last time, now's the time, was here. That was all staged. Because why are you and Donald Trump sitting in that Starbucks at CK's memorial service? Y'all the picture's out there. I got the picture. We got it. We know that y'all two are still messing around. Doge is still involved. Y'all are corrupt
But
criminals, and they still get away with it because they
a
got the
lot
Supreme
of
Court, they got
crypto,
the
a
House
lot of
and
crypto folks, investors have been unaliving themselves, and that's
Mhm.
been kind of crazy too. Especially them being like, young black people and stuff like that, young people of color, like ending their own life over the crypto uh, investments. Some people's investments basically they lost everything.
Farmers too. Farmers too took their
Almost,
life. I
yeah,
said it was what, 7?
yeah,
When is America great, Donald?
yeah.
Please give us a time
So
period.
you got the
When
crypto
is
people
America great?
unaliving themselves. You got the farmers unaliving themselves. Like I haven't seen no factory jobs pop up. You feel me? Like y'all building these mega computers, which is gonna take more water because you gotta use water to cool these machines down. So like you're trying to tell people that there's work in tech. No, AI is going to be working in tech. So it's just like stop lying to people. Stop lying to people saying like, "Oh, we got these tech jobs coming." Bitch, who's good? Like to turn a button on, like to push the button. Like, what are you talking about? There's not hundreds of jobs going to a tech company. It's not. And I live literally in Rochester, where we have the biggest outside of Michigan. We have the biggest tech school, RIT. After MIT is RIT. Look it up. You feel me? Like, and it's sad to say, but we've kind of got ourselves in this whole situation because we're in a place of we want things to be easier, and unfortunately, this country isn't at the position of taking it easy.
We don't.
We're not.
I don't even think we have a democracy anymore, Diva, because of what they're doing. If we fight, like Kamala said, And we've been fighting. It's been exhausting. We have to take breaks. But I finally got the post up and it says 10 signs of a fascist. And they don't want us calling them fascists or Nazis. The first one is number one, rejects democracy. Number two, stokes fear, because remember, that's how they won this election. It's us, trans people, and now they want to label us as nihilistic, violent terrorists. Number three, claims to be above the law. What are you seeing with the Supreme Court and these Republicans in Congress and some Dems too? Bending the knee and giving him what he wants because they know he will sick ice on their ass. He will send police agents to their ass. James called me and Letitia James in New York. Those are two examples right there. It's going to be more because he's already talked about having the idea of locking up President Obama. Obama committed no crimes. But we know you got 34, Donald. Let's not dig into your track record. 25 women essayed. You and Jeffrey Epstein. Number four, uses racism or bigotry. And he's doubling down on it. This administration is not going to stop with their racism and bigotry. We see Marjorie Taylor Greene out here saying the Democrats were right, yeah, about the economy and what Trump would do. Joe Biden even gave an address and said an oligarch is taking shape in America. And now you're seeing him out here. Him and his family throughout this entire dictatorship have made millions of dollars. Mm-hmm. Shows contempt for education. What did we just see? The department, special ed or education. People being fired. Subverts the truth. He gets on Truth Social and blamed Biden for what happened January 6th. No. Biden wasn't president then. Your ass was. And you sat on your Happy Meal finger ass in that White House and told them to fight like hell as these white people stormed this Capitol to try to do a coup, which didn't go through. It was you, Donald. It was not Biden. It was you because you said it was stolen. Listen to his buzzwords, y'all. Fascists have a gaslighting vocabulary. The government shutdown. Oh, we're going to blame the Dems for it. We're going to blame Biden. We're going to blame Obama. We're going to blame Kamala. No. They've been warming. This is y'all's fucking shutdown. Own that shit. Seizes power, silences opponents. So this intimidation of wanting to go after your opponents under the guise of mortgage fraud charges when there is none, having FBI agents tap your phone line, show up to your family's house, show up to your house, because there is a video of these two FBI agents showing up at Letitia James' home. And the woman who was on that street over the houses and stuff in New York, when now's the time is at, she said, what are you doing? They're just like, we're surveying to look at the house, And she's like, no, you're not going to do that. Well, Letitia James going to be all right because she's going to get out of it. She won her cases. Trump is a big ass, sorry ass loser. And you are afraid of powerful black women and black people in general. Curtails liberties, demonizes critics. And I'm not a fan of this man right here, but the late John McCain said that everything that Kamala was saying, which is he will go after journalists. He will go after journalists. Yep. Journalists in other countries who are reporting the actual truth. Yep. They're targeted. Yeah. They're placed in jails. They lose their lives. Mm-hmm. That FBI ain't came knocking on my door yet. I'm not waiting for it. But I'm going to tell you this, I'm not going to stop speaking truth to power because Trump don't put no fear in my heart. And I've been said that in my girl talk, and I'm going to keep standing on it, which is why I keep reporting y'all the truth. I'm not backed by some big corporation like Viacom, CBS, or ABC. That was the other network I was looking for. And you have George Stephanopoulos paying this man $15 million. Now George Stephanopoulos is singing a different tune. Wonder why, George? We saw you cut J.D. Vance's camera time off, though, fast. That's how you do it. You don't be afraid of fascists because they want you to have fear. They want you to have despair. What else has happened over the weekend? As we're talking about Palestine and Gaza, the ones that are showing up to Kamala's rallies, we know that there are 3 white women, and y'all are paid by somebody that's not even in this country. We know the truth now. So if you're going to be about that life for Palestine and Gaza, and you care about Palestinians, And y'all out here harassing this woman who couldn't really do anything. When you're vice president is supposed to be like the tiebreaker. You need to go to the head. You should have been critical of Biden when he was in office. And Kamala would have been a vote for harm reduction. She wouldn't have did half of this shit that Donald Trump is doing. She would have left it just as is. Everything that Biden has done to help us. And now, here's the other one right here about the Supreme Court. The upcoming Supreme Court, and this is from Black Enterprise, rulings may let Republicans gain 19 additional House seats. And what do you think that these 19 Republicans all on the bitch when you already got 6 up there would do? It is going to take decades to undo this shit that he has done. So thank you to the pro-Palestine, pro-Gaza. Oh, we're finger painting, we're blaming, we need to come together. No, the time for us to come together was November 5th, 2024. And I did my part as a Black trans woman in America. I voted for the safety of everybody. I voted for the equality for everybody. And so that nobody wouldn't have to go without. But now we all going to have to be in the same boat of suffering together. We all are. We all are. We have Donald Trump and y'all blaming trans people, y'all calling us terrorists. No. We didn't storm the Capitol on January 6th because we know what would happen if we took our black ass up there to the Capitol. We didn't do that. That was his supporters that did that. Don't let them gaslight you. Don't let them try to change the narrative and blame us. And what he does, what does he call it? He calls it the spin. We're gonna do the spin. Donald Trump themed restaurant closed after owner was arrested by ICE.
What? Say that again, Miss Stevie.
Donald Trump, and this is Roland Bilney. He was arrested. And this is he's a Lebanese immigrant who launched a Trump-themed restaurant in 2020 and then expanded it across Texas. This all goes under the category, and you can file this under the guides of, I didn't think it was going to happen to me. I wanted to own the libs until it hit my doorstep. This is what this is giving me very much of. And now a close sign just hangs on the door. This is from Here's Why, Kevin, here on Instagram. Have the day you voted for. ICE agents stop teenage boys on bikes. This is what else has been going on. They're terrorizing communities. And you have Marjorie Taylor Greene out here on Moderate Podcast trying to change a different tone. I can guarantee you she's going to try to run for president. She is going to try to run again. She's still racist. But I love the fact that she is standing with the victims of Jeffrey Epstein and demanding that these files be released. Because they do.
That's the high-powered lawyer?
No.
Lawyer?
The high-powered lawyer is Pam Bondi. And I drag her because she has those bags under her eyes. I have no bags. Why is it? And Laura Loomer, I'm not done yet. Laura Loomer, you have the nerve to call somebody a ghetto black bitch. But you and Pam Bondi were showing out, especially you, Pam Bondi. We saw what you gave in that hearing. Y'all could have held her in contempt of court because that was unacceptable. It's time that y'all use the little bit of power that you have and fight back. But I wouldn't expect anything either. Black and brown people on bikes. Oh, there's so much crime going on. There's people wearing dinosaur costumes. There's no crime. They're dancing in the streets. Liberation and resistance can be a form of joy if you make it. And you have ICE agents out here throwing pepper bombs into the crowd, shooting priests in the head. Is that America? No, this is Nazi Germany, 1930s. Chemical agents being released into crowds. My God. My God. Carter also gave Donald Trump a jet. Now he's letting them build a military base in the U.S. $400 million. That's what's going on. DHS now also plan to deport Kilmar Garcia. That's what's going on. You have RFK Jr. out here in charge of our health care. Do not listen to it a word. I'm not listening to
Yeah.
nobody who thought it was okay to go swim in raw sewage.
Yeah.
I'm damn sure not listening to nobody who's saying who can't even pronounce the other name for Tylenol.
Yeah.
What
Whew.
else is going on? Yeah. Assassin's Creed set after U.S. Civil War reportedly canceled over climate concerns. California passed a reparations bill last month. Gavin Newsom didn't sign it yet. Pam Bondi warns that typing Epstein online will no longer trigger SEAL Team 6 to your door. That was a little joke. Uh, Let me tell you something. Oh, and now you got this man trying to put his face on a $250 bill. You got them trying to put up statues, Charlie Kirk at historically black colleges and universities. Texas transgender bathroom ban set to take effect. I am so sick of Governor Hot Wheels and his shenanigans.
Yeah.
I'm sick of it. I said it the last time when Now's the Time was here. I'm not playing nice no more. I told him, I said that if I get a chance to ever see him, and I know they'll probably use armed guards to take me down, but it would be so worth it. I said that I would flatten the tires on his wheelchair when I see him. I said that I would also rip out the power battery out the back of his wheelchair. I don't know if it's motorized or not, and I would jump on it. I also said that I would push his wheelchair off a cliff in the ocean somewhere when I see him. And I know that the armed guards would probably take me down, but it would be so worth it just to have that few minutes of bliss. Governor Greg Abbott has bent the knee and capitulated to Donald Trump and has given him every single thing that he wants. And my governor down here, McMaster's, you're also complicit for sending these troops into blue cities to try to beat them into submission. Control of the military, control of the people, crowd control. That's what it's called. And we're seeing a lot more bend the knee. If you think that Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski are going to help you, any moderate Republicans who claim to be concerned, but they vote against the legislation that is supposed to be helping us, they don't do anything in resistance. You're just there. Also, the judge in South Carolina down here in my state, her house has been set on fire. Luckily, nobody's been injured. I think her husband might have jumped out of the window. But Stephen Miller and Donald Trump are connected to this. Any form of political violence right now in this climate is coming from the right, and there's nothing right about it. It's white supremacy. That's what it is.
Straight up.
You have them women down in the streets. I'm not going to show this video here. I'm just disgusted by what I'm looking at. Yeah, a mom picked up her child, got out the car in the pickup line, and the officer approached her about leaving her car, and it escalated. There's a black woman.
Yeah.
And if
You talk
y'all
about the
think
situation
this
in New
was
York?
in New York,
What happened
oh,
in New
let's see,
York
I
with
got some good news for Israel. Yes, as we can see right now, currently, the Palestinian hostages held by Israel are released, but celebration is illegal. Let me tell you something. Let them people go on ahead and celebrate. They're home. They're here. They're where they should be. But this is all Donald Trump. But I can tell you one thing, because he's not looking too well right now. And he's already having questions of whether he's going to heaven or hell. We can tell you where you're going, Donald. And to these MAGA Trump voters out here that are harassing black people, you're getting in our spaces, you're showing up to historically black colleges and universities because you want to debate. There is no debate on white supremacy. If you want, you talk about the rapture that I know was Anita Baker. But if you want to meet God, black people, we will be happy to help you get to the rapture quicker than never. Keep fucking with us because we're not fucking with you. We just want to be left alone. And y'all are showing up. to our spaces, invading our privacy. We seen it at the black uh, housing establishment over there.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all showed up and y'all destroyed these people's homes. Windows were broken. People's medications, birth certificates scattered everywhere. People's personal belongings. Children were zip tied. And what's American and patriotic about that? No, it's white supremacy. It's beating people into submission. Y'all are
Yep.
terrorizing black communities. But again, if you hadn't learned nothing about the great Alabama boat brawl or the Haitian Revolution, you better ask somebody. Because there is a resistance firming with black people. We're doing it. We're being very calculated and strategic about it. Because we know if we take our asses to those streets, what the fuck would happen? He will declare martial law. And as JD Vance confirmed, that offer is on the table. So he's going to do it one way or another. And this is how he plans to not leave office. Because why is there Trump 2028 merch in the White House where it should not be? That's illegal and that is in the Constitution. You should not have that there. Why is it there? It's in the Constitution. And I suggest everybody go and get them a copy of the Constitution. Know your rights. Because if the way things are moving right now, they're taking away our rights to due process. And they want to vet your social media to make sure that you're not critiquing ICE. We're going to critique ICE all we want because you know it's wrong. And then come to find out it's Proud Boys that are cosplaying as ICE agents. How
Mm-hmm.
about that? Ain't that about a blimp? We're not
You didn't
surprised.
know you didn't know they after you get your Boy Scouts badge, you get your ICE badge. You didn't know that? It's
Hmm.
first you go to the Boy Scouts and then you go to the ICE. You feel me? You become an ICE member. Um, this is our America. I'm not shocked. I knew that this was happening when Obama became president. I'm gonna keep it real. Like the backlash, this is all the backlash of Obama becoming president. Like white nationalists and white men have been hurt ever since then. There was never supposed to be a black president. So it's just
And
like
that tan suit,
they
don't you mentioned Obama? Don't get us started about that tan suit. They threw a fit about it. You wish you could be half of the man that he was. He has charisma. He has cool. And Trump is just a big orange blob occupying 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. And since we're talking about bills and legislations, Section 7 in the Constitution says that all bills for raising revenue shall originate in the House of Representatives, but Senate may propose or concur with amendments as on other bills. It doesn't nowhere say the president should be involved in that shit. But he's occupied and infiltrated every branch of government.
Yep. Yep. And
White supremacy. That's what
who
Mr. Trump
allowed him to
said.
get away with it? The United States government. So that's why I said this whole situation is a lot of smoke and mirrors. It's a lot of people that like even get on the internet and act like they're so shocked. And that's why I said like like the whole political science thing in America, I wish people were as invested in it as they are with NFL and NBA. I'm gonna keep it real. I wish I
Oh,
was.
speaking
I
of
wish.
that,
You feel me?
NFL, they're upset about Bad Bunny performing at the Super Bowl. And you're going to
Hmm.
have ICE agents there as a signal to what? Because you do know that Puerto Rico, Tommy Lauren, this is for you. You do know that Puerto Rico is a part of the United States of America. You did take geography in school, didn't you? Y'all
You
don't
better
believe
stop
in
giving them that
history.
much credit, Miss Stevie. You giving them too much credit. You're giving them way too much credit, Miss Stevie. Uh, you feel me? These aren't educated people though. These are people that arrogance. They're run by arrogance. They're not run by knowledge of self or knowledge of others or anything like that. It's really just selfish white imperialism. That's all they know. That's all they know. And this is the third thing that I don't like about the part of like color, skin, and all that type of stuff. To be to say that white nationalism is Christian, or that white nationalists don't look at color, that's oxymoron. That's a complete oxymoron, because their whole existence is about claiming whiteness and about upholding whiteness. And it's a big geno thing. That's the reason why they wanted to take control and have control over the reproduction of their women. But it took all women now are affected by this. If they could have, it would have
And
only
boys.
affected white women. If they could have, it would have been white women only. You cannot have no abortion. But they had to make it general. So that's the thing. Like that. I feel like that's the other part of about like how fucked up white supremacy is and white nationalists is that everyone gets affected by their fuck ups, by their bad choices. Because to say that you want to integrate your own people, you want to like basically integrate, you rather have sex with your cousins and people that are closely related to you, that is a mental illness. Okay? That is what a mental illness is. If you hate people so bad that you rather have a child and offspring with your cousins, y'all are the ones that are sick. Y'all are the ones that have the mental illness. Stop putting all of these words, this mental illness word out on other people. Like y'all have that.
Whiteness. They're dying from whiteness because they're not the majority. It's us. It's way more of us black people in this country than it is of
Right.
them. So that's why they took away women's rights to their autonomy. And as now's the time just stated, it will be women in red and blue states. Adriana Smith, Amber Nicole Thurman, and I will never stop speaking their names. And Hadley Duvall. And there's so many other women who have been impacted, their reproductive rights. And one of them was a Republican uh, congresswoman. And a legislation that she voted for, your
Did she
reproductive rights are
die?
going down too. You thought you were exempt. No, she's still alive. You
Okay.
thought you were exempt, that it would just hurt the people that you
Okay.
wanted it to hurt, but you thought that you would be able to get the care. No, you were denied care too because you're a woman. They see uterus first, they don't see you as human. The goal of the white male uh, ego is for white males because it's these white men that listen to Charlie Kirk, that listen to Jesse Waters on Fox News, that listen to the Brian Kilmeades of the world, that listen to Tucker Carlson. We be here all day. Joe Rogan. These young white men are the cause of this shit going on in this country. And yes, as Kamala stated, they are crazy. It's a video literally when the debate was going on, when Kamala was speaking, one of them got up and ripped the TV off the wall. They're full of rage and anger, and that is very dangerous. And when they can't take it out on somebody around them, they take it out on the most vulnerable. Just now, you got Ron DeSantis up there in Florida ripping up the crosswalk for pride. I said this the last time, now's the time was here. It is a pissing contest between him and Donald Trump to see who can be more crazy, who can be more dangerous. Alligator Auschwitz should have been closed down, but they are not listening to the judges. Again, one of the signs of fascism is that they do not listen to the judges. They go by their own rules. Innocent black and brown people, absolutely. There was a black man detained in Texas, in Houston, Texas, in an ICE camp.
Yeah.
But mainstream media turned a blind eye to it. They're not. We now have to keep all of this stuff documented. Keep all of it documented. Film. And even if you're filming, they're pointing guns at innocent people. Like, what the fuck are you doing? We have some of our people now. Now's the time. Working with ICE. You're a slave catcher now? You working with the oppressors now?
Yeah,
Is that
that's
what
them
it is?
RBGs. I ain't gonna lie. I had to unfollow some people on Facebook. Some of the RBG, the red, black, and greens. Like I fuck with the RBGs. I love y'all, but when y'all be going on that like anti-Latin thing, like Latin people are an enemy and stuff like that, that's just I don't know. It throws me off because how I see it is all colonized people are under attack. So I don't have no beef with a if because this is the part about it. If we say that the United States is bad or wrong or whatever, if they how are we mad at people from other countries that are receiving services and all that stuff and programs when our country is set up like that? Okay, like we can't be mad at the people that are coming like that. It doesn't seem right, and especially when it comes to like, okay, now you have to do something to overturn the contradiction. Because if you have an issue with it, then how are you going to go about changing it? And if going about changing it is just complaining and just having a bad outlook on folks that are coming from different countries, that's not helping. It's not helping. You
And
know,
it's
so I think that's
xenophobia.
where I feel like I think criticism is a to an extent. It's only useful to an extent. Only if you're going to get out and actually do the work, like feet on the ground work to overturn and figure out why this is happening. But if you only can just point out an issue, but you can't come up with like something to resolve it, then you know me. Like it's really you're not doing anything either. So I feel like that's more of my criticism for people that are either in social media realm politically, because some people are invested more political online. I'm gonna keep it real. I don't believe people are as um involved in their local government. I'm gonna keep it real. I can tell because the times in which people talk about this type of stuff or engaging in this type of conversation is only when we are on the bad side of things or when things are going bad. Because under the Democratic Party, under Obama and under Biden, there hadn't been any solutions around historically black colleges being like underfunded even before, you feel me, this whole situation, you feel me. So I'm talking about like 2015, 2013. Okay, so what I know is that the elitist aspect, and these are the people that are good talkers, the ones that talk the most about like democratic stuff and all that, these people have benefited the most since 2015 and 2016 around just talking about politics, because they all make all these endorsements on Twitter and Instagram, and they just make money off of the gram. Feel me? So this goes to all y'all favorites that be on Instagram that go live. The blue vest boy that be talking a lot and just be talking. Uh, Consciously as well that just be talking and likes to talk and talks a lot. But when it comes to tangible things, I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing overturning of contradictions, because as much as people have a contradiction for each one another, the overturning of the contradiction I'm not seeing. I'm seeing people still having arguments and disagreements, and I see it here on IG where people got each other blocked and stuff. And it's like y'all all are making money off of Meta. Like, what are y'all talking about? Y'all
And
all
we're
are
all
accepting a
under
Meta check.
Mark Zuckerberg. This is his brand. This is his
Yeah,
business.
this is
And
this
we've
is
seen
this is
him
house.
sitting in that box with the other oligarchs: Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Peter Thiel, Jeff Bezos, Amazon, and we need to reset. This is where the part of recycling the black dollar comes in, and start investing into our own platforms. Like I said, you might want to
And
go
nobody's
delete
going over there on
TikTok.
Isaac's platform still. Okay? And Isaac's still begging for people to come to his platform. You know, nobody want to go over there because y'all what? Because y'all really don't really believe in black media having its own thing. Y'all don't. Y'all are okay with arguing with white supremacists and being on the apps. Y'all love it. Y'all like it because it does make y'all money. So it's just like this is what people have to keep it real about. Stop acting like if white supremacy was to go away, that it would be better. No, a lot of y'all wouldn't have no jobs if it wasn't for white supremacy. Let's keep it a beam. Okay, y'all wouldn't be running up no checks. Y'all wouldn't be running up no views. Nobody would be coming to see your content if your content wasn't about race, the debating, the debating about race. Because not only did Charlie Kirk make money and profit off of the race theory, every TikToker and Instagrammer that's making a bag right now, all of them have made a profit because of the same situation. They've just had a perspective from a black lens. That's all. So that's why I said, like, if we are going to be critical and we are going to overturn the contradictions of what we see is a failing government, a two-party system that has been failing us. It is to keeping it real, keep having difficult conversations, really with each other, because I know there's a lot of people that don't like the girl from DC, the Haitian girl from DC. Because I've seen Black Americans. I don't know how whatever y'all look at is Black Americans. What is it? Authentic Black Americans. I don't know, but y'all
Foundation
have
of
an
Black
issue with
Americans,
Caribbean,
FBAs, that's what they call it.
whatever y'all call yourselves. Y'all have an issue with Caribbean Black people, but Caribbean Blacks have been the most progressive, keeping it real. If we keeping it real about like who has been actual revolutionaries, majority of them have been Caribbean. So it's just like it's very weird that y'all so like financial FDA, like y'all like I don't understand what that means. Does that mean just
Foundational Black American, I guess, born in the
financial?
United States. And then if there has been, I'm glad you touched on that, because there is a conversation going on of blackness on the diaspora. You have foundational Black Americans versus the Caribbean Americans versus the Jamaican Americans versus the Haitian Americans. And there is some anti-blackness from other marginalized groups against us foundational Black Americans. I keep telling you, and y'all know I'm born and raised down here in the United States, South Carolina. I'm a Southern girl. My country is not going anywhere. So there is a whole conversation, but we are all, if you got black or brown in your skin, this is what I want you to listen to. Listen to me loud and clear. If you got black or brown in your skin, you are a target. And it is up to us. Y'all have to unpack that anti-blackness. Because foundational Black Americans, now it's the time born in the USA, myself born in the USA, among others born here in the USA. We literally crawl so that y'all could walk and have freedoms as well too as Black people in this country. And it's going to take every Black voice. Now, what I say, when I'm linking up with a Candace Owens, hell no, I won't link up with her. She's got enough problems
We
going
gotta
on right
overturn
now
them
with
contradictions. That's what I said. We have to, and I think that's the part of like when people say that they are revolutionaries, they really are. Like people not. I'm gonna keep it real, and people just gotta be okay with that. If you are saying that you're into, if you're saying your personal feelings are more important than the revolution, then you are not. You feel me? We're not at the same level yet. So this is what I need for people to really understand. Because I've had to like I don't like I like personally like I don't like certain folks within our community. You feel me? I don't like them, and this, but it doesn't go against me wanting to still be in spaces with them. You feel me? Like I'm not gonna like deny wanting to be in spaces. You feel me? Because that doesn't do anything as well, you know? So I'm never gonna block nobody. I've never blocked nobody. I'm not gonna block nobody on the internet. I may not agree with everything people say, you know, I may not agree about how people go about things. Um, what I know is that there are certain people that take advantage of their privileges, and their privileges being maybe being access to education, having access to whatever. Like that's majority of the time, especially within Black people. I've seen this. I've seen it be education based and class based, and then also what type of Black you are. if you're if you are like born in America black, or if you're a Caribbean black, and even to the point of like the influencer base situation. Because I'm looking at I'm looking at Instagram. I think we all pretty much got the same following base. So when I see women, um, older women, educated black women that have an issue with how people organize, or how people light fire up under people's behinds, I think that's an issue. I think that saying that, criticizing, why people are getting fire up under people's butts, and like to say like, oh, we need people to organize, but we don't need to go out in the streets, and we don't need to like what we need to organize on the internet. Like stop this. Like what type of organizing we
There's
can do it on
different
the
ways
internet
you
for
can
real?
do it, though. Absolutely, there's different ways you can do it.
We
Like,
have to get physically
I
in real time with each other. We do. We really do have to get in real time with each other. So we do have to sit down with the most popular and viral folks that are in DC. We have to get with the people that are the most viral and doing anything in Chicago. We have to get with the ones that's the most viral and doing anything in California, but off the internet, not on TikTok arguing with each other, not on Instagram
there's
and you feel me?
I'm so glad you mentioned
Subbing each other
TikTok
and
because
stuff.
we now know who's going to be taking over TikTok. And then someone just bought a state. It was a woman who now has a station as well to pro-Israel.
Yeah.
So we're seeing the corporations again bend the knee to Donald Trump and give him what he wants. That's why I'm telling you guys, delete your TikToks. There's other outlets out there, and that is what I announced the time here. Can second that notion, are saying. Even my colleague Bubs the God said as well too. Now, when I have a conversation, I know now's the time to say you being hypocritical, but Bubs and now's the time will do it. Miss Stevie won't. Candace Owens has burned too many bridges that she believes in her heart that black people we played the victim. No,
It's
400
not.
years.
She's. This is what I'm gonna say about Candace, and this is because I've been
Yeah,
talking with
you've
her, and
been,
I like that
yeah.
she at least has
Mhm.
the courage to at least go back and forth and have conversations. And I've talked to her in DMs. She is a growing person. You feel me? Like she is still learning politics. So I think this is the part of
Mm.
like she's not saying like, oh, she knows everything about politics. She's not saying that she's not um like away from being checked or nothing like that. She loves being checked. Keep it real. That's why I like her, is because she doesn't mind being checked. She does not mind being educated. She don't
With the
mind it.
actual proof, right? You
Yeah,
you you
but that's
have to
really
give
what
to
it
the
is. Is
actual.
she wants it to be proof and not just emotion. And I think that's even how we think when we look at white people. We want white people to come at us with actual facts and not emotion, because realistically, it is the white emotion. It is the protection.
White
That's the fact that you
fear.
feel like you got to protect your bad behavior. You feel me? Like that is whiteness. And that's the downside of what white people have created for themselves, because wasn't a thing that was like it's not something that they all under one roof type of situation. You feel me? And this is where even the Charlie Kirk situation has opened people's eyes. White people are not all on the same plane. White supremacy is a fucked up situation. I'm gonna keep it real. I
It
would
is
hate to have to be
racism
white.
is expensive. Someone said that on the show last week. Your
Yes.
racism is costing you your farms, your homes. It's costing you your business. It's costing you your medications, your health care. That's why Republicans shut down the government to try to cut our health care. You just voted that away. So your racism is expensive. There is no apologies for
White
voting
people
for your
don't
own white
produce.
supremacy.
They're not out there picking the fruit off of the trees. You feel me? Like that. I feel like that was the other part. Like white people, do
They
y'all
ain't
know
gonna
that
do
y'all
those
y'all
jobs. It's
family
the
farms
immigrant
are
that
not
will
run
do
by
it.
your family? You know that, right? Like all these white people family farms are literally run by Mexicans. So it's like, what the freak? Like
And they're
you
building
about
the
to get out in the
houses, doing
field?
the jobs that you won't do. And if you think that you're gonna get black people or other people to do the jobs that you won't do for $11 an hour in a hot scorching sun, Where black people, we have something in our skin called melanin. We don't burn easily. We can wear sunscreen, yes, and our skin will still look the same. But for y'all turn into prunes, y'all stay out there. Stay out there for a couple hours and try to pick those potatoes and see what happens. They're doing the jobs that you won't do. And even Bush said it, that they're here to help the economy. But y'all got to get the brown people out of here. Let's see how your harvest is going. Somebody who voted for my third grade teacher's family, who has a farm down here in South Carolina, Denmark, South Carolina, the home of Bakari Sellers. And he is one of the newest hosts of Native Land Pod. So congrats to Bakari Sellers. Uh, Driving past there, had a Trump 2024 flag up in the front yard. I told y'all this story before. The flag was gone a few days after. What made you change your mind? How's your harvest going for you? Why is the
The
flag
harvest
down?
is
Why you take it down?
everything out there in that field going bad, ain't it?
Mm-hmm. Soybeans, potatoes, corn. This is what happens when you vote against your own interest.
Stupid.
And we see the video of y'all talking about we just gotta pray. We don't know what to do. Well, you had two clear choices at the election. You had a man who said he's going to be dictating on day one and is governing just like Adolf Hitler. But to the farmers out here, y'all are having to close down, y'all are having to sell things. But when I seen that flag down, I said, oh, this is interesting, fabulous, how beautiful. What made you take the flag down? Because y'all had it proud, I mean big. Trump 2024 flag up hanging as we're driving past Denmark, South Carolina, the farms and the rows, your harvest. Let's see how your harvest is going, how your cows, your chickens, everything is going. This is what happens when you vote against your own interest.
Stupid.
We warned you that everything that he's doing, he would do. Even Kamala warned you, but y'all chose not to listen to black women. And let's go down a long list of black women that America has chosen not to listen to. Toni Morrison, Aretha Franklin, the late Asante Shakur, Angela Davis, Josephine Baker, Dorothy Dandridge. Black women who warned you. Nina Simone said, I can't do this shit no more. I'm going over here to another country.
Mississippi, goddamn.
Told you
Okay.
that racism is still here in this country. Strange
Strange
fruit.
fruits hanging.
Now we're seeing it. And it's not an accident. There is no accident about black bodies hanging. That is
Black
deliberate.
men don't hang themselves from trees.
It's not mysterious because y'all love to say that it was mysterious and we just found them this way. No. Mm-mm.
We'll
And on
never,
college campus? No.
never. Black men will never hang themselves from a tree. Like even dealing with mental health awareness and all that type of stuff. Like yes, black men do have like depression. Yes, we do deal with depression. We're not going to deny that we don't deal with depression. Yes, we do, but we do not self harm in that way because we understand the historical things around it. That's not a way. Like that is not a way. You know. So it's just like we would never do that. And this is a person that is from me, from my point of view of a person that has actually had to deal with fighting self harm. You know, that is not a way that we're going to do it. It's not. So it's just like, and it's been stuff going on here in New York. We've had like 3 different cases of lynchings here in New York State. They haven't hit the news.
Eric
We barely
Gardner,
get it.
where you're at, Eric Gardner. That's an
Yeah,
example.
yeah. So it's just like
Oscar Grant.
we don't really talk about them. There was one that was close to Albany that happened. I think it was like I want to say like the end of August, like beginning of September. Then there was one like the Catskills, which is more upstate New York, and then there was one like in like mid mid New York, like I want to say like Rome area, like the Rome area, and these is still like considered upstate. It's not considered western. This is like kind of central New York or whatever. Like, you feel me? Like, so the fact that they're happening in like open areas, like, you feel me? Like, it's very it's very crazy because I think the one because it was like two of them was hanging from trees and then the other one was like hanging off of the overpass.
My God. And of
So it's
course,
like,
mainstream media will turn a blind eye to it. They'll cover it for a little bit, but then they'll
yeah,
focus on him and his shenanigans.
and that's exactly what's going on.
Control of the media, control state ran media. That's what it is. But a black person losing their life, it'll get a little coverage. But he's dominated the news cycle. That was something that him and Steve Bannon clearly stated that they would do, and that is flood the zone so much that people don't know which way to turn to, where to go, to look, because it comes at you. It's like neck turning speed. It happens so fast. It's something new every 24 minutes in the news cycle with him that he's done, that he said. We can't keep up. I try my best to make sure that I repost and share what's going on to keep you guys informed and updated because right now, the only outlet that we can trust is independent media. Independent media, mainstream is not going to give you that, especially when you have ABC, CBS, Disney, Viacom able to uh, use $15 million. George Stephanopoulos, they can pay this man and not give you the actual truth. State ran media, oh no, you're not going to get the actual truth. So that's why you have to watch the Don Lemons of the world, the Nows the Times, the myself, Bubs the God, my other colleague, Conscious TV, my other colleague, King Jives, my brother. And there's so many others that are out here giving you the truth authentically. And we're not backed by any big corporation or taking any backdoor deals or having to put any money in his pockets. We're not having to do that because we are the rebellion. We are the revolutionaries. And each way we handle our work within our communities, we use our platforms and outlets. And that's what
Yeah,
I would recommend that any person out here who's feeling discouraged, do. Use your voice. Document everything. Know your rights. Go grab you a copy of the Constitution. This book talks about the history of the Constitution. It breaks it down, the articles, the sections as well too. Get you a copy also of the proclamation. Make sure that you know your rights. ICE agents should not be snatching people up out of their cars. They should not be breaking into people's cars and pulling them out. They should not be coming to your home. Ask to see a warrant first. And if they ain't got no warrant. And another thing, y'all able to get away with the shit that y'all are able to get away with because y'all got those masks on. Show us that smile so I
mm-hmm.
can rearrange it.
Mm-hmm.
Because we know who you are. You are Proud Boys. He pardoned 1,600 of them, his first part of this first regime.
Mm-hmm.
All of them. And some of them are in positions. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't
It's
be
crazy because
surprised
they're
if
not
some
even
of
getting
them are in
paid
court.
what he promised they was gonna get paid. That's the part that's even crazier.
Oh,
Like, he
ICE
tricked
agents
y'all.
are, while this government is shut down, ICE agents right now are getting a 50K bonus.
They got a 50K bonus.
Hmm. They're getting
Oh, this must
paid.
be a new thing because I know they wasn't getting they.
This ICE agents, they're getting paid. But these TSA workers, these aviator workers at airports,
They're the ones that's not getting paid.
furloughed,
Yeah,
laid off.
yeah.
What are they supposed to do?
Shit's
But the
crazy.
military gets their check this week, Wednesday. Heck, Seth, let me just take a wild astronomical guess as to whom probably is going to get a military check and who's not. Well, we know that Pete Hegseth has basically let go of anybody that's my color or now's the time color out of the military. It's been purged. It's got to be white male, and we clearly saw what he wanted. And that when he was on that stage, him and Donald Trump, and all of the soldiers there, their silence said it all. Their silence said it all. So We already know what y'all are planning to do. Because as Kamala stated, why are helicopters in Chicago? There is no crime going on. Crime has been down. So where is the crime happening? It's happening in the Supreme Court. It's happening with his DOJ, which he is weaponized to go after his political opponents. Because Letitia James and James Comey are, and the other one, I cannot remember his name, where he sent the FBI agents to his home. This is not going to end here. It's going to be more political retribution. Mm-hmm. And he has every branch of government to do it. CDC, there's no doctors there, qualified doctors. If a pandemic breaks, we are screwed. We are in trouble. And we've seen what he did the first time of mismanaging a global pandemic that has killed hundreds and thousands of people worldwide, essential workers included. Downplayed it and told us to inject ourselves with bleach and put a light through our skin. Donald, why don't you go and
Spray
take
some
some advice
Lysol on your
on
tongue.
FK?
Says spray some Lysol on your tongue.
Yes, what he told us. Yes, he told us that. But Donald, I think you're taking advice from RFK Jr. because we don't see a change in you, honey. There's something going on. Why were those two
Did
visits
he
of
have a
Walter
stroke?
Medical?
You mentioned him with his speech or whatever. Did he have a stroke or something?
Had to. Did y'all see his bone structure in his face? His
Yeah,
face was droopy. You
yeah,
know something is off with this man.
yeah.
And JD Vance
That'd
is
be a
out here
stroke.
trying to gaslight us into thinking that he is this brand new pristine car. No, he's not. His engine is broken. His motor is broken. It can be used no more, honey.
Yeah.
Stop trying to gaslight the American people. We know something is wrong with this man. That's a sign of a stroke right there. Your face is droopy. You're slowing your speech. We've seen what happened when he walked up those stairs to get on that plane. We've seen what happened when he got into that garbage truck. Now, that would happen to one of my girlfriends if they had too many Casamigos or martinis. They would stumble. And he
Right.
stumbled. There's
Yeah.
something going on with this man's health. Why
It
the
might be the
visits to
medicine
Walter
he on, because I
Medicals?
guess some medicines make you feel like you drunk. You know, they got some of the medicines. Once you get old up there with the blood pressure medicine, it might be one of his blood pressure medicines. You feel me? You know, you can't drink when you can't be drinking wine when you on them heart on the blood pressure medicine. You feel me? You gotta take one of the portions. You feel me? It's either you want to drink or you want that heart to be able to be ticking. Okay.
And that's what I think it is. Congress heart. They're having to run tests on him. So we know that something is up. Are they going to give us the actual truth? No, they're going to gaslight us. They're going to have us believing what they want us to believe. But as now's the time said, if you're taking heart medications, you can either do one or the other. You can drink or you can take that medicine. And I don't believe that Donald Trump is managing his health the way he should. I honestly don't.
Being the president is one of the most stressful jobs to have, especially when you're a dictator. Okay, so
Oh,
like it's stressful for him because we're not praising him, and it's really hard for him to find people to continue to praising him. Like he's losing numbers and hundreds by the hundreds and thousands of people that
his
was at one
polling
point
is
were praising him.
tanked drastically.
Yeah. I've noticed the difference. And I live in New York, where this is definitely Republican land. I live in Rochester. There's definitely a lot of Republican people, a lot of Republican voters here. But I mean, even them, they
They're
not as
starting to
loud and
break away
boastful.
from him. Y'all seeing it, but that doesn't give us a symbol of anything, though. It's still gonna be here. This man does
Yeah,
not plan on leaving office.
because like if you ever look it up, like online, like the thank you ICE stuff that he going up, it happens in here in Rochester. We be having the fuck ICE people, but we also have the thank you ICE people here in Rochester. Okay, and it's over 490. is like one of the most our busy interstate. I mean highways that go through Rochester, and that's where people go up, and that's where they choose to protest. But they threw it up there because it was anti-ICE people that did it first, and then the Trumpers went up and did it after. And then the Trumpers have been doing it like every week, basically every Friday. They go out and they post it up.
My
So and it's
God.
always one of our people or somebody within our organization that's going up to rip it down.
My God. My God.
But they do
It's
have
it's
laws
all
that do make it illegal for you to snatch their stuff down and stuff. So you will get like appearance tickets and stuff like that for snatching their shit down. But yeah, so sometimes it's like a $70 ticket. It's like stolen property. It's basically you get like a stolen property ticket, some shit. Yeah, because one of my friends got one for taking it down. Because they like the guy was sitting like close to where it was at, like he was watching, waiting for someone to, run up and take it down. And when they did, he ran up and got all up in their face and was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna report you," and recorded their car and their license plate number and stuff like that. So it's just like, yeah, you're antagonizing, like, and then who is the aggressor if the person is walking away from you and you're approaching them? You know what I mean? Like if a person snatches something down, but you're approaching them now, are you the aggressor, or is are they the aggressor because you're a Trumper? You feel me? Like because you're a Trumper. You feel me? So it's just like that's what makes it kind of weird for me, just from the outside looking in, about like why some I feel like it could be smart for people to go out and do stuff, but it may not be so smart to go out and put yourself in positions like that, because realistically they're going to call the police. Keep it real, you know. Um, that is their line of security. That's their line of protection. Is to criminalize our behaviors, any behavior that is anti Trump, for real. So
we're now in the police state. We're now in the police state where you have some police officers that are cooperating with ICE. So you're telling them, and I'm seeing the videos of people telling them you don't have to do this. That at the end of the day, it's for them. It's back to blue. It's back to blue or nothing at all. This is my job. I'm denied. I'm supposed to do my civic duty. No, you don't. You don't have to. You have the right to deny and say no. But y'all are complicit. Yes, some of y'all are
questioning,
doing
yeah, that's what it is, Miss Stevie. The fact that the they don't feel like they even have the ability to say no. I think that's the part that's troubling. It's just like they're making it seem like a gun is being pointed to their head and they're being forced to do this, and
it.
it's
You said
not
that,
like that.
but you don't necessarily have to do this. There's other things you can do. Do in order to
And even
counter
if it was to question how we're going about it, you know, like I feel like that should at least be the one that we click. Be like, yo, how can we go about this differently? I feel like if we had more of that, the executions would be better. The executions wouldn't be so um um demeaning. It's very demeaning because to to have a black to wait till 3 o'clock in the morning to do a black helicopter and all that was super duper dramatic. That was super duper traumatizing and all types of stuff. But then to minimize it and say, "Oh, it wasn't that bad." What the fuck? Has a Black Hawk helicopter ever just people just boom kicked in your door and what are you talking about?
uh-uh.
What are you talking about? This did not happen at a high rise in Manhattan. This didn't happen in Iowa. You're going into black neighborhoods and saying that everybody is a fucking criminal until we figure out who's not.
And there
You
is
think people are
no immigrants because that's what you're looking for. You're coming into black neighborhoods saying we're looking for illegals. You're literally hunting people down. And that's what y'all did to that black community over there. Y'all went into people's homes. You pulled them out of their homes in the lake of night, zip tied children naked, And what did you find? Absolutely nothing. But I can tell you one thing:
A
you
few
left
people with warrants,
trauma.
like just dumb stuff that like even the warrants wasn't even big enough for that type of situation. So it's just like these warrants wasn't no big warrants. These was some bench warrants. These were some $150 warrants, bruh. You're not saving the world. You're not saving the world. You're not. And this is where I think that people really think they're saving the world. They're being told that they're saving the world by being part of ICE. You're changing the world. America is messed up because of colonialism. It only is progressive because of imperialism and narcissism. Feel me? Because realistically, our country is run by narcissists. And it has been for a very long time. Egotistic narcissist that really equate they equate patriotism with white supremacy. Period. That's how we associate it. As much as people want to say that this is not a racist country, this country just started accepting women to have positions of power in the armed forces. And at the same time, they're trying to take that away. What are you talking about? Black people were not able to be housed in the same space as white soldiers. And this went on until after Vietnam. So it's like, what are you talking about? That's a long time to say that something wasn't what it was. It was happening for a long time. So for as long as it hasn't been like that, there hasn't been as many years. We haven't been out of slavery as many years as we were in it. In all the things that happened to post slavery, we have not gotten into that many years in the future yet. You understand? My grandfather fought in a war where they didn't give a fuck about pronouncing his name right because he was a man of color. So my grandfather's name got altered and changed while he was in the army, and he had to go back and fix it after he got out of the army. They don't give a fuck about us at all, even into respecting our names. Like you feel me? Like they literally misspelled my grandfather's name, and he had to like go through the whole army. He had to go and serve with his name spelled wrong. Like some people are like, oh, that's just small. No, that is big. That means you did not care about who he was. You did not respect him as a man. You didn't think that he was gonna make it home for real. Like that was even a running joke about because I had two uncles, and the reason why they misspelled one of my uncle's names is because their their first letter of each name and the last name it was just the same. So they put an extra S on the back of my grandfather's name just to be able to differentiate him from his brother. Like that's crazy. You feel me? But it's like, but then at the same time, this is how they would treat most black officers. You feel me? If you were a black officer and you had the same letters, you feel me? Like first letter of your first name and the last letter of your last name was the same, they would have to like spell someone's name partially out or whatever, just to for it to be the difference on when your names is all in alphabetical order. So it's just like this also went to as far as when my granddad got out of Vietnam and he was supposed to be promised land and things like that and houses and all that stuff. He wasn't able to apply because the information wasn't the same. But is that his fault? Or is that a setup from the United States government from the beginning that was never going to honor black people coming back and giving them houses? The GI Bill. Yeah, the GI Bill. That was a bill that only served white folks, period. This is after the Vietnam War. This is what happens to why my family went from owning farms and owning pig land and owning pig farms to not owning nothing. Because my granddad had to sell all of his stuff to the state of New York. So no, we
And
have not.
some of the systems that are put in place, as you said, the GI Bill, affirmative action, because that's something that they love. This they think that it only applies. No, no, it benefits white women mostly.
White women. Yep. Yep.
DEI, if you want to talk about DEI, you think is only geared towards black people. That applies to them as well too.
Yeah. I say white women. I mean, real. White women got it a little bit better than black women, but not much. Keeping real. It's just like, especially within the armed forces. And when it comes to like sexual assault, yeah, we both like black women and women, black men and women were raped, and white women were raped. So it's just like we're just gonna keep it real about that. Because even my uncle, who was in he was in Gulf War, the Gulf War. Okay, these Christian white men, these Christian white nationalists, they gay. Okay, they like raping people. They're not gay. I don't think that's gay. I don't think that's gay. They like raping people. Okay, I ain't gonna say that they're gay. I'm gonna say they're rapists. Okay, and these be married men in positions of power that use their position of power to, use the Navy or the Marines as their pick of. They pick whoever they want. You know what I mean? Whatever they want. You know what I mean? They rape who they want. All types of stuff. They get rid of people if they want. That's why these people, that's really why they've been changing all this policy stuff within the no ask no tell and all that type of stuff. The reason why is to try to protect officers that have been able to successfully rape people, for real. Like, and it has been keeping their secrets have been kept.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
he
so
accept doing everything, disrupted and take away anything that helps black soldiers, black troops. They want it to be a white, straight male Christian nation. And the military, I'm pretty sure you guys have seen the AI doctored signs out here with the white men on them because that's what they want it to be. They want it to be just white men. They don't want trans. They don't want woman. They don't want black people out here.
it's really like
But
that.
what gives you the right to say that somebody's qualified? If they're qualified, black soldiers are qualified to fight for this country. Hegseth, what gives you the right? Because you also are an adjudicated predator as well too. The same way Donald Trump is. I mean, you cheated on your wife. That's something that runs in the family, which is why I'm never going to stop pushing back Stephen A. Smith's hairline because you got on a red pill space. And Stephen A. Smith is in his 50s and says he doesn't believe in being committed, doesn't believe in being faithful. So that's why you connect with Donald Trump because Donald Trump cheated on his wife then too. So that's why the military is the way it is because you want it to be white males, agile. Same way back in Nazi Germany, they had their troops. There's footage of them training white males to be a part of Hitler's Nazi regime. You're purging black people who are qualified in these positions. You're pushing them out. You're basically purging every branch of government. If it ain't white, it's not right in your eyes. So that's why you're doing what you're doing. Keg's breath.
You talk about Stephen eight head Smith.
Oh
That
yes.
boy
Oh
got a
yeah.
that
I'm
boy
gonna
got
let
an eight
Kenny.
head.
Yes.
That
And
that
he's
man.
doing the bidding on what is it? ESPN. You're on ESPN. You're on ESPN and you're doing this. You have no dog in this arena. You don't know politics like me, and now's the time knows it. Stick to what you know, and that is sports. The same way
Even Serena
Homegirl got
Williams'
up here.
husband, Serena Williams' husband is on his head. I guess
I love it.
he's confronting him. I'm reading it up now. This just dropped 6 hours ago. This
And
Serena Williams'
LeBron
husband.
James, we see LeBron James actually confront him on the court as well too. Where's that
Hmm.
smoke for them? But you love coming at black women. Let's start calling it
Oh,
what it
over
is.
his
Stephen A.
comments
Smith.
of her at the Super Bowl.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah, because
rightfully
he
so.
was he was trying to say like basically she should have asked him for permission before doing that dance.
That's patriarchy.
Yeah,
Now, why does a woman have to ask you for something? Stephen A. That's what I'm saying. He is a misogynist.
yeah,
They don't want to put a
yeah.
name on it, but he is a misogynist
He
deeply.
definitely
What
is.
woman hurt you? Because he only had one relationship. And
Uh,
you got on that podcast and you said that you couldn't be faithful. Don't trust me, I can't be faithful. You are in
so he
your
had a
50s.
daughter
You're
though.
50. Yes, he has a daughter. Stephen A. Smith is 57, if I'm not mistaken. Y'all let me know. He's probably older than that. On the verge, pushing 60. You're in your 50s, dude.
Yeah, 57. Yeah,
And you're not connected or in a relationship with no woman because of your internalized misogyny. And
yeah,
that's something that you need to impact. You really
yeah.
do. Jasmine Crockett is out here fighting the good fight for her people. When you elect a politician to a position, you expect them to fight for your interests as the American people. And that's what she's doing. She's doing what she's supposed to do. In order to counter fascism, you have to overthrow it. Or else, as Diva said in the comments earlier, you won't have no democracy. You got to overthrow it. You have to cause a good as the late John Lewis would say, to be the good kind of trouble. And that's what she's doing. Jasmine Crockett is the voice of the people. And she hadn't changed her position on anything until I see otherwise. I'm not going to be critical of her. I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to back everything that this black woman is doing. And Kamala as well, too. I'm going to stand with her.
Hmm.
And as she
It's okay
said,
to be critical. I feel like people have to understand that the what is not okay is belittling folks. Criticism is good, but belittling is bad. So you don't have to belittle someone to criticize them, and you don't have when you criticize someone, it doesn't mean that you don't like them. It's just you would like folks to really think objectively before making decisions, because it's like I feel like really where it comes to why I feel like it's important that we check each other is because certain times we can folks could say too many times, and a person will say something that you fully ain't really. You feel me? You ain't listening all the way. You said to it. You feel me? And then they go out and do something in public, and you be like, yeah, bitch, I don't agree to that. You said but I wasn't to that part right there. So it's just like that's really what it is. I'm not because this is where like even our criticisms for Mindavi, like he gets a lot of criticism from the black community, okay? Because he
oh,
is an
yeah.
African man. He is from Africa, okay? So you feel me? So the fact that he has to come to us in our communities and he has to be able to take the criticisms, okay? And that's the only reason why we fuck with him. Real talk, okay? The
Roland
reason
Martin
why we
said too about him. Like you have to be, even as it pertains to him getting voters, because it was a conversation going around that he's not going out here and talking to the black collectives, and that's where that criticism sparked from. So good thing that he's taking it, and I stand with him on taxing the rich because they should pay their share. Donald Trump has been ducking and dodging from paying his
this
taxes as well
and
as
this
the
is I feel
rest.
like
Elon Musk is a trillionaire now.
people don't know Mindafi, keeping it real, and this is where I don't like that people try to talk about New York stuff or stuff that's going on in New York when y'all have never
Yeah.
visited, y'all have never stayed, y'all don't know New York. Mindafi, even before like 2012, I'm talking about like before the Black Lives Matter situation was going on, he's
Oh
been
yeah.
out here doing work. Okay, so this is where people like I could tell that people just got into politics in 2015, 2016 because y'all really be talking like y'all really know what y'all talking about, especially when criticizing him when y'all don't at all. You don't because when it even comes to housing and fighting for people's housings in Brooklyn and in Harlem, these are the two places that I got hit with when it comes to gentrification. Got hit the hardest during the
Oh yeah.
pandemic. He's the one that was actually out there speaking and talking with the people and stuff like that. So People got to cut me with this. Oh, he hasn't talked to the black community. He has. There is also a part of the black community that has been bought, and that is in Eric Adams' pocket. Those are the ones that don't like him. Those are the ones. Those are the black folks that talk against him and shit like that.
And I've seen Eric Adams out there. Eric Adams dropped out of the race. When I seen that, I said, thank you, Jesus. Because Jim Clyburn down here from my city of South Carolina, guess who he endorsed? He endorsed Zoran. And
Yes,
South
that's dope.
Carolina
That's
endorses
good.
Zoran.
Yes, we
Now,
appreciate
Eric
that.
Adams said that he would not be critical of Donald Trump. You might as well go on ahead, you and Stephen A. Smith, and both go hold hands and get y'all red hats and go on ahead and come out as Republicans. Because you've seen Eric Adams say that he will not be critical, then you wouldn't make a good mayor then. Because New York is not a place where you think
Because
you
he
can pull
needed
that
he
shit.
needed
When
Trump
y'all
to
pull
protect
that
him
ice
from
raid,
what was going on, and what the reason why he dropped out is because the reports got worse and worse about what he's been doing in nightclubs and stuff like that. So there's an interview
oh, what
where,
else he been doing in nice club? And that I didn't hear. That's a first for me.
yeah, there's an interview out, there's a clip out here of him like going off on one of the reporters from I want to say USA Today or something. There's one of the news people. He's in the front row. And he's like, you write so disgusting. I hate that guy is the reason why he don't got no job. That's the reason why he resigned. Keeping it real, because the write-ups that he's written up on him has literally destroyed his opportunity, like his momentum. It destroyed his momentum because it connected him to the parties that he be going to, the spending that he be doing. Like, and this dude is such an insider. Like, he be getting information from clubs and shit like that. Like like how much he spent on the bar. Like when he be going to these certain clubs, like he goes to like he'll find out where he goes, and this is why Mayor Adams was so upset, is because he felt like he was being like, this one reporter was coming after him, attacking him, and it's just like, we're only attacking you because you are in this position. You feel me? Like if you were a citizen, a regular person, we would not be coming after you. You know, we would not have these issues with you. The only reasons why we have these issues with you is because you are portraying that you are political, that you have the interest of the New Yorkers. But no, your interest is in Israel. Your interest is in Trump. And you feel me? And continue to have billionaire donors. That's it. And
That's
Cuomo,
why he's not going to be critical of him. Him or
realistically,
Cuomo.
Cuomo and him and Cuomo are friends. So that's why I'm saying, like, even when they went against each other in the prior, they were never like, that was a fake beef.
Yep.
Because if he got this mayor, Cuomo would be able to go and run for mayor like he is now. You feel me? Running behind him. And the only reason Cuomo is still in it is because of folks 55 and up. His demographic is 55 and up. That's Cuomo's demographic, and the reason why is because they just know, they recognize him. If you ask people why they voting for his ass, they will not tell you a reason why, other than he's recognizable. They will not name no fucking policy. They won't run down shit. They're not gonna name nothing. They're gonna say, because we recognize that motherfucker. That's it. Even though he has been found, and the reason why he was taken from his position when he was governor or whatever is because he was sleeping with prostitutes, well-known
And he's an
prostitutes, and he was
abuser.
trying to
Cuomo is an abuser too,
lowball them.
just like Donald Trump. Yep.
He was trying to lowball them, like, oh no, your pussy only worth $150. Like, bitch, I am a sex worker. Like, bitch, you're not gonna tell me how much this is cost. You feel me? And that's what happened. That's what led him up to having to resign. Is because of the nightlife. Keeping it real, a lot of powerful men in New York fall victim to the nightlife. Keeping it real. Football players, the New York Giants, they also do a lot of working, working with sex workers. You feel me? So it's like, realistically, it's the politicians and the sports folks in New York. Those are the ones that's the creeps. Straight up. The biggest creepos are on they're on what's that shit called? Wall Street. They're Wall Street
Mm-hmm.
politicians or athletes. Them are the three. Them the three creepos. Keeping it real. And this is just me knowing and me being in the lifestyle outside of political stuff. You feel me? And then me being in that. That's the reason why I know those things. That's the reason why I have that type of information knowingly because I've seen it with my own eyes. So it is a lot of stuff going on. It is going to be a lot of things coming out. People are going to be exposing people, and I know it's not over for
Okay.
it's not over. It's not over for the Mr. Cuomo. It's not over for him. You feel me? We got more stuff that we're gonna be rolling out closer to November as we get closer to November because we want people to understand that he has chance, no chance in hell at becoming our next mayor.
Zoran
Okay,
is
just
going
like
to
we
do
let
it.
Eric
I have a
Adams know that
feeling.
he had no chance in hell. We let y'all know that he had no chance in hell when Adams started attacking Hawk Newsom around Juneteenth this year, and Hawk Newsom got on the news and told him he would never be the mayor again. He wasn't gonna be the mayor again. Hawk Newsom ain't lie. He didn't lie. He was correct, wasn't he? And all those people that be hating on Hawk Newsom. Hawk Newsom do way more work than a lot of people in New York in New York State. Period. And that's even Letitia, even Letitia. You feel me? So we're gonna talk our big stuff, okay? Because the Newsoms and their twins, you feel me? They are lit, and they have been lit. And any criticism that they have against any politicians, Republican or Democratic, they right for having it because they've watched the political realm in New York City for 15 years. They've literally worked in the trenches. They worked in the highest poverty area in the Bronx. You feel me? Like, so that's why I said like there's levels of getting involved, and everyone just has to be okay with wherever they are and manage the space in which you're managing, please. That's what we just need. We just need more of that. Um, and this goes for all influencers, all internet folks, all of us that's on the internet. Please work on your local neighborhood, your own, like that, your neighborhood first, and then your city. Okay, because it's realistically, I feel like people are trying to take on state situations and they're not even taking care of neighborhood situations. So I need y'all to
More
take
keeping organized. That's what
yes,
we should
get
be
in your
doing more so than ever.
yes. Please get in your community and your local community and organize because we're getting ready for local elections again in November. So
And that's why Donald Trump
get
is
registered.
scrambling the way he's scrambling. These general elections are coming. There's elections that haven't even been called where Democrats are winning. So you have a chance of taking back the House. I'm not going to put my hopes all the way up and put my eggs in one basket because we know that it is a Republican trifecta. They have everything. So just be vigilant, be aware, and make sure that you are in groups. Don't go anywhere alone. I wouldn't recommend that. With everything that is going on with ICE out here in the streets, harassing people, terrorizing our neighborhoods, I say get out and make sure that you are forming community, which is important. Now's the time. Text me every now and again. K Tooks will text me and check on me every now and again. Make sure that you are checking on your loved ones, checking on your friends, your family members, your colleagues as well too, more than ever, because we are living in some dangerous, scary times. And I believe that community groups working together is what we need to be doing right now in order to counter this fascism, because it is way more of us than it is
Get
of
that
them.
Asada Shakur book, y'all. Get y'all a copy of the Asada Shakur book, okay? I'm just saying.
And pick up Timothy
Sister didn't.
Snyder's on tyranny as well too. Pick it up.
Yes,
I'm telling you.
real
Because
for real,
one thing
because
you don't do, you're gonna
that was the
go
book
ahead,
that
Dr.
helped
Sean.
change my life. I'm gonna lie, just understanding and really digging through and understanding like none of us have been free. We have never experienced freedom. Okay, like we think that we have experienced freedom, but we haven't. You know, this situation that we're in is not freedom. Okay, and I think this is the other part of like understanding like the fight that still has is needed to be had is a revolutionary one. It's one that is still people are still not. But I thought it was gonna happen. I thought that Mike Brown and you feel me, Tamir Rice and stuff like that, I thought that was enough. I really did. I thought people were gonna be less scary, but people have become more scary, more afraid, more dis with a lot more distrust within each other because people are willing to sell each other out for comfortability. Unfortunately, you feel me? A
And
new
survival.
a new Prada
They're doing
bag,
that need for survival.
like so it's like that's why it's like it's difficult to I feel like put in full trust into any idea, any like brainchild, because I feel like even like with the BLM movement, that was just like a brainchild. It wasn't a full thought out thing. And the fact that the criticism was to let's get it together more, and instead of people being able to take that criticism, they felt like people were being haters. And it's just like, no, we're not being. I can't be a hater of something that I see going the wrong direction, and I'm trying to redirect it. I'm not a hater. I'm just a person that is aware of the mismanagement of time and effort and money and things like that. And I don't like that. I don't like that people are knowingly using their intellect and their psychology to give people false hope of security, of answers, of things like that. And I know that that's what happened to my black people. I know that's what happened to the masses of the people. I know that because it happened to me as well. So, but what I have been able to do is accept that I was misled and I was led astray, and then I can readjust and I can go back into this world and I could guarantee that it won't happen to me again. And why it won't is because I'm now aware that everyone that looks like me is not my friend. And because we may share melanin, we do not share politics. You feel me? And that's just what it is. And folks don't. I learned that folks do not have individual or their own political ideology at all. It's more of it. It's been scripted and given to them. And I'm still coming to find out that people are still very new in their stands and what party they've chosen to stand with. you know. And I think people just need to let's think that through all the way, because the Democrats don't owe us anything. Republicans don't owe us anything. We must demand
Absolutely.
everything that we want from them. Period. And that's the reason why I sit in boards and I sit in on council meetings and stuff like that, because me being in the room, I'm telling you, it's companies, it's corporations that's here, CEOs here in the city of Rochester, that just in this last month I went to a meeting, and it's people that literally I shut a whole room down just speaking on the things that I've like sharing the things that I've gone through since being actively in the local political spaces and being a part of the 19th World, which is my neighborhood, and being influential in my neighborhood, and the fact of like the elders reaching out to me to speak to me and want in my perspective of how they could approach young people, about getting registered and things like that, and understanding that they know that they need me and I need them and they need the youth, you know. So understanding that we need each other and understanding that uh, just because they're older do not mean that they have the answers.
Yeah.
And that's hearing that from me and then seeing the traction that I can actually bring and the young people that I can actually bring to these spaces that they've never seen no young people show up to no planning meeting or no neighborhood meeting until I started pulling up with my young folks. And they feel like they figure out, oh, these teens work within yes, they work within organizations in this neighborhood. These are our this is you should know these youth. The fact that you don't know them, that means you don't do your job. Because if a youth, a person in the neighborhood has been doing work in the neighborhood for 7 years, and you said you've been on this board for 12 years, but you don't know this young person, that means you don't do your job. That means you don't be in the community. Because it's no way that you're missing out. All they put on events monthly, so you never able to make it to any of their events, and so that's why I know that's why teens don't trust adults. That's why our youth don't trust our elders, because the elders are not supporting the youth.
Mm-hmm.
So I need people to do that. Support your youth more. Believe in your youth. Your youth are the answers. The young people are the answers. I'm 36 years old. I'm young, but I'm not the youth. You feel me? I'm younger, but I'm not the youth. The youth are 13, 14, 15, 16 years old, 12. That's the future. And if I'm not doing it, if I'm not doing my part by influencing them, like the elders have influenced me, then there's that's where the imbalance comes in. I just want everybody to be a little bit more aware of it, you know, be a little bit more aware of it.
And vigilant. Before we conclude, I'm to add on to what Now's the Time just said. He's 36. He's 6 years ahead of me. I'm 32. I'll be 32 this Halloween. So the next gen that is coming after us is important that we educate them. We're like we said today, this man just closed down and fired people from the special education department. Like, we have to make sure that we are looking out for our next generation that's coming up in our footsteps. We now have to be those olive branches. That means books, resources, tools. Thank God I went to the library with my mom last Saturday before. And to, I just walked to a random aisle in the library. All of the Black history books are there. All of the books on the U.S. Constitution are there still. Everything you need. Thank the Lord, we still got it. Some libraries, unfortunately, are not as fortunate as mine. They have been removed from this administration, per order from this administration. Books have been burned. There was a man who checked out 100 books and burned them. So it's important that you get the knowledge. But the book on the Constitution, right here, this was a free book. It was a box of free books. And you can get this book on Amazon. Well, let me not be hypocritical. Go elsewhere. Go to eBay. Go to a flea market and find it. It's called We the People, the U.S. Constitution. It's the Constitution of the United States of America. And it has the articles and the sections broken down. And then I found this one, Black Frontiers, a history of African American heroes in the Old West. Y'all have seen the film The Harder They Fall, and it talks about the Black cowboys. Get out here and get your knowledge. It is important that we know these things. Make sure that our youth is getting this knowledge as well too. Another free book. I didn't have to pay a thing for it. It was a box that had free books, and there was some for like 25 cents down here in my library. I love my library. So take advantage of those resources out there for you. So while I'm not doing Style by Stevie, my downtime is reading. And yes, I do have the latest issue of Vogue. Of course, it's up here with Kendall and Gigi on the cover. Yes, I have it. But that's fashion. That's another thing. But this is important right here. You need to know this stuff because they're taking it out of the Smithsonian Museum. They're taking it out of the classrooms. They don't want you. I mean, literally, we seen the video of the Charlie Kirk test going out here. And again, the power of technology. Keep everything documented. And if you have to go underground to do your reporting, because I just thought about it when I was exercising more, I said, okay, what if we might have to do underground reporting? You go underground and do it. It's the safer way to do it. You got to get the truth out here because they are going to control the algorithms. They're going to control everything. That's how fascism works. Propaganda. Demagogues. Fox News, Sky News Australia, One America News Network, the Young Turks, which was progressive at one point, but Jink and Anna have leaned more towards MAGA than anything. I don't see a change.
Young Turks is they they're funny, and that's I just it is what it is. Whiteness is a sickness. It's a cancer. Like it is what it is. It is what it is. I was like, whoo. I that's why I said I want folks to let's support each other more. Okay, please let's work on supporting each other more, even if it does come in a criticism way. What's that the nosy girl, the nosy woman? What's that one woman that be and everybody knows? No, you know the nosy girl, the light skinned girl with the short. She got the short hair, bob with the glasses.
Oh, if
She
I
be on
see her, I
TT,
know.
huh?
Yeah. You said with the short glass, she's got a short haircut and she's got glasses. If I see her, I probably know who you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah. Her name is. I think her name is Nosy. But she was saying the same thing about like creatives, about black creatives, um, just moving towards a little bit more of speaking with each other, speaking to each other, especially if we're out doing the fashion stuff, or if we're out doing the political stuff, because conversations have to happen.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
All right, fashion dolls. And I'm going to close today's show out with a quote from Napoleon Hill. And I'm going to let now it's time give you guys some gems and his handle. So, because I'm going to bring him back on the show as well, too. Now, Wednesday, I'll be back. Darren Jackson Jr. joins me. But today's final thought comes from Napoleon Hill. And he says, out of resistance comes strength. I can tell you one thing from this regime that, that what's going on in the world is enough to anger you. And if this is not enough, I don't know what else is, but it's going to be more to come. You will notice it and you will start to feel the effects of your, like, okay, why am I not getting this? I need to pay my house payment and my car note is due. All of this, where's my money going? It's going toward big corporations that are backing Donald Trump. It is going toward him. So whenever he deploys ICE troops into a city, you know that costs $1 million a day. Every time he does it. $52 million for him to go golfing and cheat in it and not hit a straight ace at all. Because you move the golf club close to the hole. You want to move the ball close to the hole. You cheating. We've seen it. $90 million for this big grand ballroom. This could have went to children, helping out children. If you want to be the president of peace, you claim to be a president of peace, and you could get the war ended in 24 hours. What happened to that? That could have went to feed children in Gaza, but you and Elon Musk fucked up U.S. aid. Y'all took away that, took away FEMA, took away everything. We are left standing on our own limbs. Our allies have turned their backs on us. We are annexed off just like North Korea. So my advice to anybody would be along with what my colleague and friend here, Now's the Time, just said, which is to be vigilant, form community, and make sure that you are not going anywhere alone, especially if you're a woman. Because there have been reports and incidents of these so-called ICE agents when I know that they're Proud Boys because he pardoned 1,600 of them. Oath keepers, it's so many of them. And we just seen a video of them marching down the streets saying white men fight back. Fight back what? There's no black people out there on the streets in mass because we know what would happen. We're being strategic. Leave us the fuck alone. and talk your shit. Nene here on the gram said it best. Leave black people the fuck alone. Stay the fuck out of our establishments. That means historically black colleges and universities. Because if you come back again, we can promise you, you won't leave out peacefully. Leave us the hell
Yeah.
alone. Plain and
Yeah,
simple.
thank
Because we're
you.
not bothering you. We are entertaining each other. We are finding joy, and joy is our resistance, like Kamala said. It makes y'all sad and angry that we're happy. That's what makes white people, racist white people, so angry, is that we're happy, we're
Yep.
smiling, and not sad and feeling despair like in the 1940s, the Jim Crow era, where everything was segregated and divided. See, Donald Trump was born in the 1940s. And I'm going to leave you with that. And also, do not fret, do not fear, because fascist dictators, they want you to fear. They want you to feel despair. They want you to feel empty on the inside. There are people out here on the front lines, like my friend, now's the time here, who has been out there boots to the ground. My other colleague, Alvin, who is in Texas, where you've got Greg Abbott, who's bent the knee and capitulated to Donald Trump, who is out here. And there's going to be a No Kings protest that will take place on the 18th as well too. And I can guarantee you, America will show up en masse and show Donald Trump. And you got Mike Johnson out here saying that it's a hate group. No, no, no. What's a hate group is MAGA. What's a hate group is the Proud Boys. What's a hate group is the Oath Keepers. What's a hate group is Turning Point USA, connected to the Heritage Foundation, whose driving force Project 2025 and now Project Esther. That's the hate groups. Don't let them gaslight you. Don't let them try to distract you. And one thing they're known for doing is deflecting. Don't let them do it. We know the truth. We know who's responsible for this shutdown 13 days in, and it's Republicans. And that's all I want to say. So now's the time. Any final thoughts and your handles? Where can they follow you?
Some final thoughts. Just continue to, get organized, get together, get with your people. Um, yeah. Social media wise, I'm gonna always be utilizing social media as much as I can. Um, so social media platforms that y'all can catch me on is here on Instagram. Majority of my platforms are Now's the Time, IZM, and you know, pretty much that's how you can find me on everything, or just Now's the Time. I'm on Facebook. I'm on here. I'm on TT. I'm on Live Me. Um, yeah, everything basically. If you can basically just type in my name into Google, and my platforms will pop up. Um, for the next, for the rest of this month, I'm going to be attending some local events around organizing my
Got
city and educating the youth and things like that. And radio show on Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern called Afri Soul Radio at Whale FM. Yeah, I'm just gonna continue to organize. City of Rochester, we have a a great art scene, and you know the arts and political scene kind of like are one and the same. So we're going to be doing a lot, and we're going to be doing a lot when it comes to presenting spaces for conversations, spaces for like entertainment, but also like getting people registered to vote and to your finding where your voting places are. So that's what we're gonna be getting into because it's October, so November coming, and that's what I'm gonna be doing.
And it is spooky season in the climate that we're in right now. So just stay alert, y'all. Just be alert. We hang in there. Black people, we've survived the worst. And I had a conversation with my good friend Ricky, another good friend of mine, Ricky Taylor, as well too over the weekend. He says, Black people, we've survived the worst. This will get through. But we have our way and means of resistance. So by them trying to push the guards out there and stuff, it's a way that they're doing it. They're doing it to provoke us, to get us out there. Do not take that bait.
Right.
Don't do it.
Yeah,
I'm
we ain't
telling you
taking a
because
break.
we know exactly what he'll do. He'll declare martial law. It's on the table, and JD Vance confirmed that. So
You
I
gotta
would
just
say
continue
there's
to
that.
serve the people. Like my
Yeah,
people in Harlem have been doing. Like they are, they out protesting in New York. And the way that they go out and do it is they feed the people, like literally with not only with information and knowledge, but feeding like actual food. Like you feel me? So
yeah.
doing, if you're gonna go out in the streets, do outreach. Let me keep it real. Like the best way to do protest, and this is also like how we used to do it with Black Hammer. Do some type of service. Make your service your protest, okay? Because you don't have to like protest in the means of like just one way and just shutting down the streets or nothing. No, protesting could be you just doing kind things for the people in your neighborhood. You don't have to go live. You don't have to take pictures. And especially when you are a person from a different class and you come and ask people for permission, okay, before you record them and put them on your social media platforms. Okay, these are humans, not a check, not content. Okay, so that's it.
You
That's
do
all I
that
want
with
to say.
ICE. Do that with ICE.
Right,
You see,
right.
do that with ICE. Because we have to see who their faces are. Because
Right.
Bo Emerson, I couldn't get it out the last time he was here. He said, what do you want to conclude the show with? And I'll just say I'll conclude the show with this as well, too. The Nuremberg trials. And if you know, you know. Because they will have their day. We have the data. We have the information. We know who you are behind the mask. So you can hide all you want to. But yes, videotape their asses and don't stop. Keep everything recorded
Straight up.
because they will have their day. Trust.
Mm-hmm.
They think they got it now. Y'all getting the big bonus, the big 50K bonus, and all of this because Donald Trump is granting it to you. But y'all will have your day because videos and pictures are forever. The internet is forever.
Mm-hmm. Undefeated
So
and
I just want
undefeated.
to
They
close
say
the
what they
show.
call it, Beyonce's internet. Okay.
Yes, forever.
Yes.
So there you have it, fashion dolls. So always good, always a pleasure. Different having you here. And we got to do this again. You got to.
Yes. Yes. Yep. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, fashion dolls joining me Wednesday, Darren Jackson Jr. Make sure you guys tune in, and this full interview will be uploaded to Style by Stevie Daytime on YouTube. So head on over and subscribe if you have not, and catch the entire replay. We covered just about everything that's been going on. If I have missed anything, inbox it to me, send it to me, or message my colleague here, send it to him. Anything in the New York area, just keep your eyes on the election that's going on in New York, and we'll keep you posted more. Vote Zoran. That's all I'm going to tell you. Vote Zoran. There's only one way because Cuomo is just an extension of Donald Trump.
Straight up.
All
Straight up.
right, fashion dolls, and I will close with that. Take care, everyone.
Later.
You too.